Hawaii Bowl. Notre Dame trying to finish the season with a winning record at 7-6, and Hawaii trying to finish its year 8-6.
And trying to shake that 9-game bowl losing streak of the Irish of Notre Dame, along with maybe trying to send the seniors out on a winning note as well.
June Jones is gone. He's at SMU. Greg McMackin finishing his first season as Hawaii head coach. He thought he was actually going to go with June Jones to SMU as the defensive coordinator, had his bags packed and everything. Then he got the Hawaii job. And for the first time in his career, shades of Joe Paterno as Charlie Weis forced to coach from the press box. He has 2 bad knees. He needs surgery on both of them. He told us yesterday that he would try to give it a go, but if he felt any pain in that right knee, he was going to coach upstairs.
Yeah, people saw the collision along the sidelines with Charlie Weis, and they saw the left knee go. Didn't realize the right one went along with it, and that's the one that's actually giving him the most pain.
He'll have surgery 6 days from now on that right knee, and then the left knee will undergo surgery in February. Well, for those of you roasting chestnuts on an open fire, experiencing a white Christmas, we are roasting under the sun here in Honolulu, 81 degrees. It's 24 right now in South Bend. Some would say that's balmy for this time of year.
A little bit different way to spend Christmas, but you know, it is Christmas, and Merry Christmas. And right here from us at here in the booth and ESPN family.
And a beautiful night for football. Notre Dame has played Hawaii a couple of times here at Aloha Stadium, but first bowl game in Hawaii. In fact, the earliest bowl game they've played at Notre Dame. Hawaii has won the toss and deferred. Notre Dame will receive. Armando Allen and Golden Tate will receive for Notre Dame. Daniel Kelly to kick it away for Hawaii.
Well, they're going to face an aggressive Hawaii defense. They like to get after you. They will bring the pressure all game long. Young G.Clausen, he'll see a lot of different looks. And he'll have to basically handle some things. Hopefully they'll protect him a little bit in this football game with a running game. Armando Allen, James Aldridge, and Robert Hughes, all 3 guys will see action for Notre Dame.
Charlie Weis told us that Hughes will start this game. As we're underway on Christmas Eve, deep kickoff, and Allen electing to take it out. And he'll just get to the 20-yard line. C.J. Allen Jones down there first for Hawaii. G.Clausen making his postseason debut. He's one of our impact players.
Yeah, he's a guy that's got to take care of the football. Has turned it over as of late for Notre Dame. 13 interceptions in his last 6 games. Golden Tate, big-time receiver on the outside for G.Clausen. And Michael Floyd, a dynamic freshman outside receiver. Back, he's healthy, and he is a playmaker.
Had a knee injury, and he missed almost 3 games at the end of the season. But a playmaker for Notre Dame. Out on the flat it goes to David Grimes on first down. Good open field tackle by Eric Robinson, but a gain of about 7 yards.
Well, they're playing in that 2-deep look, that shell look, and David Grimes in the slot. When Notre Dame goes to 3 wide receivers, he's going to be in the slot. The senior, the veteran leader of that wide receiver core for Notre Dame.
You see the starting lineups at the top of your screen. Clausen with 20 touchdowns, but 17 picks on the season, 8 in the last 4 games. Running play, Hughes, and he powers past the marker for the first down. Tackled by John Finotti, but the Irish move the chains.
Well, easy throw on first down for G.Clausen. Pops one out to David Grimes just to get him in a rhythm early. You mentioned, Dave, this is his first postseason action as the Fighting Irish quarterback. You want to make sure you build his confidence early in this football game.
They spread him out here on 1st and 10 at the Notre Dame 32. Clausen has a great arm. He can make just about every throw. And there is Michael Floyd. 47th catch. He's number 2 among true freshmen in college football this year.
Well, he was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Minnesota, both his junior and senior year. USA Today first team All-American. The guy is a playmaker. He's got nice size at 6'3", 215 pounds. A true freshman and a guy that can make plays for G.Clausen. they missed him out of that lineup.
Yeah, the best players at the skill positions for Notre Dame are all underclassmen. Clausen looking to set up the screen to Hughes with blockers in front. And Hughes knocked down at the 41, but a Notre Dame first down. Tackled by Desmond Thomas.
Boy, Desmond Thomas, the last line of defense for Hawaii. And Notre Dame has come out and in rhythm, getting J.Clausen involved. You mentioned Robert Hughes started this game averaging just under 4 yards a carry. And he's provided a nice little spark in the running game. So right now, Hawaii kind of on its heels against this Notre Dame offense.
Clausen perfect. 4 plays, 3 first downs for Notre Dame. Here's Hughes on the ground. And he gets about 4 inside the 38, tackled by Adam Leonard.
Yeah, this is what you thought Notre Dame would do, is come out, establish the line of scrimmage, and run the football with Robert Hughes to kind of take some pressure away from J.Clausen.
Mike Haywood just got the Miami of Ohio head coaching job. Congratulations to him.
Absolutely.
6th black coach in college football. But Charlie Weiss calling the plays from upstairs. Weiss called them at the end of the season, and part of the reason Weiss says is because Haywood had a death in the family, missed some time to game plan for Navy, and then was interviewing for the Washington job leading up to the Syracuse game. Here Hughes goes nowhere as Hawaii's defensive front all over him. Adam Leonard hits him first, and Mayatonga in there as well for Hawaii.
Boy, and this is right where Hawaii wants to keep a young quarterback like J.Clausen. 3rd down and long, where you can bring some different looks if you wanted to. If you choose to bring pressure, it's a passing situation for Notre Dame. So now you want to make sure that J.Clausen's a little bit uncomfortable if you're Hawaii. Maybe see some pressure here from the Warriors.
26 sacks for Hawaii in its last 6 games. They can put pressure on the quarterback. Clausen with time to throw. That pass on the money to Tate, but he couldn't pull it in. Incomplete. It's 4th down.
Well, looks like he was bobbling the football a little bit, never could really get his hands on it or bring it in. Golden Tate, a nice route. You see J.Clausen right on time. You see the eyes work in the pocket, shoots one out there. That one should have been caught for a Notre Dame first down. J.Clausen throws it just outside and low, and you see the ball come loose just at the final second. Hawaii holds on this first drive.
Moss to punt, Aaron Bain to receive for Hawaii. Trying to pin Hawaii deep. An excellent punt, and can they keep it from going into the end zone? No, it's a touchback. Sergio Brown did his best to keep it from being a touchback.
Well, that was almost big for Notre Dame, and a disaster for Hawaii, almost trapped just inside their 5-yard line.
Greg Alexander replacing Colt Brennan, Heisman finalist a year ago, one of your impact players.
Yep, Greg Alexander's been playing phenomenal. 63% passer. He'll rely on Michael Washington, their inside slot. 56 receptions on the season. And Greg Salas, the outside guy, he provides a nice spark. 50 receptions of his own coming into this one.
Not only is Hawaii replacing Brennan, but all of its receivers, including Devon Best, who's having a fine rookie season for the Miami Dolphins, even though he was undrafted. Malcolm Lane makes the tackle, gain of about 9. You see the Hawaii starting offense at the top of your screen.
Well, you mentioned it, replacing 4. You know, some universities have to replace a receiver here or there, but you're talking about the 4 starters, and basically that's what makes this run and shoot offense work for Hawaii. Replace all those guys as well as the quarterback. And by the way, the guy that was calling the plays, he's gone south as well.
Yeah, June Jones, the head coach at SMU. And movement by the left tackle, Aaron Kia.
False start on the offense, number 77. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Our MAC officiating crew for this game, Stan Evans, the referee.
Yeah, and we talked to Ron Lee, their offensive coordinator, who took over the play calling duties for June Jones. He said Aaron Kia, they had to have a big game from him against Notre Dame to provide some nice pass protection for Greg Alexander.
Ron's brother Cal is the defensive coordinator, the only school in the country with brothers as the coordinators. As the catch is made by Washington for a first down. Good throw by Alexander.
Well, the only place you could really put it to have the completion. And Michael Washington, that's where they're going to go. That's where the bread is buttered for this Hawaii offense, the inside slots. Michael Washington, he's a quick player, inside slot, ideal guy for that position in terms of his stature, and he can really separate with his second team all WAC this season.
Alexander with a ton of time. Hawaii's given up the most sacks in the country, but Alexander with the ability to throw the football there because of protection. However, Lane couldn't make the catch. His left foot was out of bounds as he pulled it in. Robert Blant was on the coverage.
Boy, I like the patience of Greg Alexander, the junior quarterback, and that's when you're really operating. He had Aaron Bain on a crossing route into the middle of the field. He missed him, and he comes way back out to the right side with a completion. That ball hung in the air an awfully long time.
Orwin Brown, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame. Charlie Weiss told us yesterday he plans to blitz a lot, play a lot of nickel against this 4 receiver sets that he'll see. Play clock winding down. Here comes a blitz, but it's picked up. Alexander has a wide open man, but he throws it behind Polaris, who is open at midfield.
Well, you talk about open. He was wide open. Notre Dame chose to bring some pressure off the edge. You see the pressure coming right here off the edge. They pick it up and give Alexander the time that he needs, but right there, wide open. Those are the ones that you got to hit. You get a few of those where a guy's running wide open in a game, a couple of those a game, you got to cash in more times than not.
You see the pass defense for Notre Dame much improved the second part of the season. Hawaii led the nation in scoring a year ago, but in the middle of the pack this year. Here's Bain with a first down catch on 3rd down and long.
Well, this is an offensive unit, folks, that gave up 49 sacks this year, and that's a lot in an NFL season. We're talking chop that down to about 5 games, and you see right here, Bain wide open. They pick up the pressure of Notre Dame. And this, if you can't get to Greg Alexander, this could be a long day defensively for the Fighting Irish.
Alexander not highly recruited, despite the fact he had 71 touchdowns in 2 years of junior college, which was a national JUCO record. Finds Washington here. Robert Blanton, the true freshman corner, pushes him out near midfield.
Well, what happens, Dave, is that you get these slot receivers like Michael Washington and Polaris. You're working against linebackers. If you choose to keep linebackers, that type of personnel in the game, now you got smaller, quicker guys working against them. Even if it's zone coverage, it's after the catch type yards, the yak yards that will just absolutely kill you in a game like this or facing an offense like this.
7th play of the drive coming up. This time Notre Dame gets pressure and Alexander goes down at the 42-yard line. Sacked by Kerry Neal.
When they bring pressure, and you're going to see it right in the middle of the formation and off the edges as well. Now, that quarterback clock has got to go off. You see the pressure, it's got to come out to avoid taking the sack, so you're not in 3rd and long. And, you know, all of a sudden you get to situations like this. Now Notre Dame, if they choose to, they can bring pressure again or just play and keep the football in front of you.
A lot of wind here in Honolulu. And we'll see if that affects the kicking game at all. That pass almost caught. Beautiful play by Sergio Brown to knock it down as he was backpedaling. 4th down.
Well, both defenses hold on their initial drives, and it looked as though Hawaii was going to have some things going on. He missed a couple of receivers. That's what you're talking about. When you miss wide open receivers, you find yourself behind the down and distance marker or 3rd down and long, where you give the advantage to the defense. You have to get that ironed out for Hawaii.
Tim Grasso to punt it away to Golden Tate. And Tate forced to back up. Fair caught in between the 12 and 13-yard lines. Notre Dame with its 2nd offensive series, and we come back on Christmas Eve in Hawaii.
do remember it feeling like a monster chasing me down, and the power and the energy, you know.
Meat protein after 2 hours of mowing. Fill up on the good stuff.
Operation Valkyrie is in effect.
In one day, only one movie is this exciting.
We have to kill Hitler.
This intense.
If I fail, I'll come for you.
I know.
And this true.
We need an assassin. I'll do it myself.
Tom Cruise. Valkyrie. Rated PG-13. Tomorrow.
At Samuel Adams, we have seasonal beers to celebrate the changing of the seasons.
When it gets cold, you need Samuel Adams Winter Lager.
Winter Lager is a wheat bark.
With some holiday spices, ginger, cinnamon.
Full body.
Malty. Delicious. Sam Adams Winter Lager brings you back to life.
Aloha and welcome to the 2008 Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. On behalf of Starwood Hotels and Resorts, as well as the Sheraton brand and our hotel owners, Kyoya Company, we are proud again to be the title sponsor of one of the best bowl games in the nation. We are honored to welcome University of Hawaii Warriors against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. From our hotel owners, management, and associates, we would like to extend our warmest aloha and invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy what promises to be a very exciting game. We wish you the happiest of holidays, or as we say in Hawaii, Mele Kalikimaka.
And Christmas in Honolulu, always beautiful, but we do have a golden shower here. Check this out.
Boy, I'm telling you what, it's a snow of our own right there. You see part of Michael Floyd's helmet. It's amazing.
Well, Hawaii, a physical defense, and they can put pressure on the quarterback. And Floyd was a little bit shaken up after that hit.
He's been battling that knee injury. It's kept him out of the lineup for a couple of weeks, but they're glad to have him back.
Notre Dame 75th in the nation in total offense. Here's a screen to the tight end, Kyle Rudolph. And down he goes at the 10-yard line for a loss of 3. Ryan Mouton made the play for Hawaii.
Boy, this is really where the end of the field, or this part of the field, where you can really get aggressive defensively and bring a lot of pressure. And you want to take care of the football. If you're J.Clausen right down here, get yourself some room to work and not turn the football over, because if you do, it's instant points for Hawaii.
And Notre Dame minus 17 in turnover ratio in games away from Notre Dame Stadium this year. Second down at 13. Again, the pass to the back. Hughes this time. And he's out near the 19-yard line. But he got about 9 of it back. Solomon Elamimian, co-WAC Defensive Player of the Year. Lost his lid, but made the tackle.
Boy, a good play call there. Set up the screen nicely for Hughes, and he turns it into positive yards. Now you get yourself to 3rd and medium with a young quarterback, and you're just looking to convert for a first down. Get that room that we're talking about so that you can go back in to your nice offensive package to really start this drive. Now you're kind of playing to protect yourself.
Empty set here on 3rd down. Clausen to Hughes. And he's able to get the first down, breaking the initial tackle attempt by Jameel Dowling. So first down Notre Dame as we look at our yellow book future pros, and most of them on the Hawaii side of the ball.
Boy, you talk about Solomon Elamimian, the middle linebacker for Hawaii, all WAC Defensive Player of the Year, and a lot of scouts like him, as well as Dan Vakune. Boy, that's Vakune. He is a pass rush specialist. 9 sacks on the season for Hawaii.
And a personnel director that I was talking with over. Is coming out of this game. And Tate forced to back up. They're caught in between the 12 and 13-yard lines. Notre Dame with its second offensive series, and we come back on Christmas Eve in Hawaii.
I do remember it feeling like a monster chasing me down, and the power and the energy, you know.
protein after 2 hours of mowing. Fill up on the good stuff.
Operation Valkyrie's in effect.
In one day, only one movie is this exciting.
We have to kill Hitler.
This intense.
If I fail, he'll come for you.
I know.
And this true.
We need an assassin. I'll do it myself.
Tom Cruise. Valkyrie. Rated PG-13. Tomorrow.
At Samuel Adams, we have seasonal beers to celebrate the changing of the seasons.
When it gets cold, you need Samuel Adams Winter Lager.
Winter Lager is a wheat block.
With some holiday spices, ginger, cinnamon.
Full body.
Malty.
Delicious.
Sam Adams Winter Lager brings you back to life.
Aloha and welcome to the 2008 Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. On behalf of Starwood Hotels and Resorts, as well as the Sheraton brand and our hotel owners, Kyoya Company, we are proud again to be the title sponsor of one of the best bowl games in the nation. We are honored to welcome University of Hawaii Warriors against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. From our hotel owners, management, and associates, we would like to extend our warmest aloha and invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy what promises to be a very exciting game. We wish you the happiest of holidays, or as we say in Hawaii, Mele Kalikimaka.
And Christmas in Honolulu, always beautiful, but we do have a golden shower here. Check this out.
Boy, I'm telling you what, it's snow of our own right there. You see part of Michael Floyd's helmet. It's amazing.
Well, Hawaii, a physical defense, and they can put pressure on the quarterback, and Floyd was a little bit shaken up after that hit.
He's been battling that knee injury. It's kept him out of the lineup for a couple of weeks, but they're glad to have him back.
Notre Dame 75th in the nation in total offense. Here's a screen to the tight end, Kyle Rudolph. And down he goes at the 10-yard line for a loss of 3. Ryan Mouton made the play for Hawaii.
Boy, this is really where the end of the field, or this part of the field, where you can really get aggressive defensively and bring a lot of pressure. And you want to take care of the football. If you're J.Clausen right down here, get yourself some room to work and not turn the football over, because if you do, it's instant points for Hawaii.
And Notre Dame minus 17 in turnover ratio in games away from Notre Dame Stadium this year. Second down at 13. Again, the pass to the back. Hughes this time. And he's out near the 19-yard line. We got about 9 of it back. Solomon Elamimian, co-WAC Defensive Player of the Year, lost his lid but made the tackle.
Boy, a good play call there. Set up the screen nicely for Hughes, and he turns it into positive yards. Now you get yourself the 3rd and medium with a young quarterback, and you're just looking to convert for a first down. Get that room that we're talking about so that you can go back in to your nice offensive package to really start this drive. Now you're kind of playing to protect yourself.
Empty set here on 3rd down. Clausen to Hughes. And he's able to get the first down, breaking the initial tackle attempt by Jameel Dowling. So first down Notre Dame as we look at our yellow book future pros, and most of them on the Hawaii side of the ball.
Boy, you talk about Solomon Elamimian, the middle linebacker for Hawaii, all WAC Defensive Player of the Year, and a lot of scouts like him, as well as Dan Vicune. Boy, that's Vicune. He is a pass rush specialist, 9 sacks on the season for Hawaii.
And a personnel director that I was talking with over the weekend saying, as I was coming out of this game, keep an eye on 94 for Hawaii. Keep an eye on Rudolph, too. Charlie Weiss says he might be better than both Jason Fabini and John Carlson, who are both in the NFL. He caught that one. Desmond Thomas gave him the lick.
Boy, right down the middle of the field, and Kyle Rudolph, a big-time weapon. You're going to see him right in the middle of the field against 2-deep zone. That's the weakness, the middle of the field. Watch the eyes of J.Clausen right there, and in rhythm, just as he passes the linebackers. Put the football on your big tight end, and Notre Dame, folks, on the move.
28-yard pass play, 26th catch for Rudolph, a Notre Dame record for freshman tight ends. Turns the catches. Here's Hughes, big hole. Elamimian in there along with C.J. Allen Jones to bring him down. A handful there for Hughes.
Well, you were talking about future pros, and Notre Dame, they've had some good ones at the tight end position, but this kid right here, Kyle Rudolph, 6'6", 252 pounds, 27 receptions on the season. We talked to Charlie Weiss. He said this may be the best one of them all. They've had some talented ones move on to the NFL, but this kid is going to be special.
And again, for those of you just joining us, the reason that Charlie Weis is coaching from upstairs is he has 2 knees that need surgery. And the right knee is so bad, he's in so much pain that he wants to be able to sit down and coach from the press box. He only used the crutches in 1 game this year as Hughes just buries into a couple of defensive backs, including Desmond Thomas, and gets to the 30-yard line.
When they go right behind Eric Olson, all 6'4", 303 pounds of him, the left guard of Notre Dame. And watch the downhill running of Robert Hughes. Right here, just get it started. A nice block as fullback. This is what you worry about for Hawaii. Can they stand up? Can they man the trenches and hold off Notre Dame's running game?
Already 6 first downs for the Irish. On the draw, Hughes looking for a hole, not there. Grabbed from behind by John Finotti for a loss on the play.
Well, Finotti was about in the backfield at the handoff. Nice get off. And a guy that plays with a nice low center of gravity, but that's what you got to do to a guy like Robert Hughes or any Notre Dame back in this game. If they get going downhill, they're going to have some success. But you make them make that initial move in the backfield and kind of redirect themselves. Now you got a chance for some other helmets, the green helmets, to show up.
James Aldridge in the game for the first time at running back. Clausen fakes it to him. Surveys the field and finds Tate, breaks a tackle. Flag down. Tate gets a block from Grimes. And pushed out of bounds inside the 5.
Well, we told you Golden Tate was a playmaker, but this one may come back. It's right in that area of holding on Notre Dame, so we'll see.
Personal foul in
Personal
Hawaii.
foul against Hawaii.
Well, Charlie Weis will like that call. He was telling us yesterday one of the reasons he didn't want to be upstairs was because then he couldn't yell at the officials. He says, you know, I'm not a screamer. I don't scream at my players. I consider myself a teacher. But he said the officials, I do yell at them.
He was in a pleasant mood yesterday.
He was.
I mean, with all the pain that he's in, and you know, people talk about him. I think he's misunderstood sometimes. He was in an absolute perfect mood yesterday.
You see what he's done the last 2 years, and Notre Dame athletic director Jack Swarbrick saying that Weis will return next year, but obviously Notre Dame has to be much improved for Weis to stay on.
All right, they're just nice rhythm, and you see the run after the catch, and this is what Golden Tate can provide you. And what you like about that is the receivers blocking down the field after the catch. Well, Hawaii, you want to play bend but don't break here. Just hold Notre Dame to a field goal attempt.
Well, they did bend. We'll see if they break. First and goal. It's Hughes. And it's a touchdown for Notre Dame.
This is uncharted waters for Hawaii. They outscore. Usually they're the ones scoring first. 85 points to 57 against their opponents. They're usually the ones doing the damage early in the first quarter.
87-yard drive that started with a 3-yard loss on the first play from scrimmage of that possession. Point after is good by Brandon Walker. Notre Dame on the board first on Christmas Eve here in Honolulu.
The Sheraton Hawaii Bowl is brought to you by Sheraton, because you don't just stay here, you belong. The new AT&T,
your world delivered. And Pontiac. Vote now for the Pontiac game-changing performance of the year at ESPN.com, keyword Pontiac.
Back in Honolulu, that's where Andre got his Hawaiian shirt for this game tonight. A little stocking stuffer there for you, Andre. That's my gift to you.
Good stuff there. A little emergency shopping when we leave the game today.
Notre Dame kicking off after the touchdown. There's Torres on the return. And tackled near the 27-yard line.
Kind of uncharacteristic of Notre Dame because they led the nation in kickoff coverage.
A fast-paced first quarter.
Yeah.
On a day where a lot of people take it slow here in Honolulu.
Capital One Bowl Week continues through January 3rd on ESPN, ESPN2, and ABC.
It's easy to feel like you're on the same team when you stay at Sheraton. Starwood preferred guests earn star points regardless of what team they root for. So everybody wins. Watch the games or check the scores with free internet access and widescreen TVs in the link at Sheraton.
Hey, football fans, now's the time to try ESPN MVP. Text trial to 7280 and manage your fantasy teams, watch live gamecasts, and get exclusive commentary as part of your trial. Only on VCast from Verizon Wireless.
80 of high school football's most coveted recruits give the nation a sneak preview of what tomorrow has in store. The Under Armour High School All-America game presented by ESPNU next Sunday at 8 on ESPN.
Hi, I'm Carrie Murphy for the all-new J.Lee's Gladstone Honda. If selection, service, and price are all important to you, then J.Lee's Gladstone Honda should be your first and only stop. The all-new J.Lee's Gladstone Honda, Southeast McLaughlin's Auto Row, or online at jlees.com.
If a natural disaster happened and we were outside the home, we would probably all meet, I'll say, around the grocery store, you know.
We would all meet at a bus stop. That is our meeting place.
Well, we would probably just meet out in front of the house.
Oh, we'd probably meet at our neighbor's house.
If you have no plan, then you can just plan what to do as it happens.
I'm Carrie Murphy for the all-new J.Lee's Gladstone Nissan. Looking to save money but still want something fun to drive? Think Nissan. It's fun, economical, and you'll always save at J.Lee's. J.Lee's Gladstone Nissan, Southeast McLaughlin's Auto Row, or online at jlees.com.
J.Clausen off to a great start for Notre Dame, which leads 7-0. Only one incompletion. That was a drop by J.Tate. Coming up, Andre will wear it out, our Christmas edition, on the merits of coaching from the booth as opposed to down on the field. And later, we'll talk about the Motor City Bowl, December 26th. 8 Eastern on ESPN. I think it'll be a little bit colder there, even though the guys will be warm indoors.
Oh, yeah.
Hawaii football on its 28-yard line. Here's Bain, and good job by Sergio Brown to get up a tackle and make the play to the Irish.
And that's what you want to do. You see a lot of those gold helmets around the football. And Sergio Brown is the guy that you've called his name a bunch in the first quarter of this football game, and they need him to play well. He's the guy that is in because of their nickel package and in there basically because of what Hawaii does. And now you got to match up, and he has answered the challenge for Charlie Weiss.
Well, Notre Dame looks relaxed in terms of how it's playing, and Charlie Weiss said that the game plan was complete prior to coming out here. Even the first 2 days of practice scheduled for Honolulu were all put in place prior to their arrival. Here's Alexander, gets drilled back at the 21 by true freshman Ethan Johnson.
When you got to get rid of the football, you got to throw it at the receiver's feet to get rid of this. They're just trying to screen inside, but now if you're Greg Alexander, save that sack and save the loss in yardage as well and get rid of the football. The tackle is going to let the end up the field. As soon as he gets up the field, now it's just release the football. Right now you give it to him. Now you see Notre Dame peeling off, and it was Ethan Johnson who made a nice play of recognizing the play call.
Well, Johnson coming off a big game against USC. He had 5 tackles and a sack. Well, Notre Dame really struggled in that game. Nearly intercepted by Kyle McCarthy. But incomplete. Hawaii goes 3 and out.
McCarthy is a good player. Had an interception in the third quarter against SC, and you see that right there. Quarterback wants that field position. Pick that baby off, Jimmy's saying.
Rasso to punt it away. And Notre Dame blocks it. Sergio Brown blocked it for the Irish. And they'll get good field position after all on the block punt. And that is another block allowed by Hawaii. That's the third by Notre Dame and the fourth surrendered by Hawaii. There's a flag down, though.
Puts him right up the center of the formation right there, and he gets to the punter's foot, and you don't want to get all the way there. You want to catch it just as it's coming off the punter's foot. Excellent job by Sergio Brown.
Let's see what the penalty is, though. Notre Dame's backing up.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on Notre Dame, number 31. That's 15-yard penalty from the succeeding spot. Notre Dame football. First and 10.
Well, he might be a little happy that Charlie Weiss is in the press box right now. But just keep watching his movement.
Well, that'll do it. That's excessive celebration.
Yep. Just get to the sideline. You can celebrate all you want to. And you just gave up 15 yards for your offense. A hot offense, I might add.
Play fake. Clausen looking downfield. Now Clausen takes off and slides back to the original line of scrimmage. Let's go back to the studio and say hello to Kevin Nagandi.
Hey, Dave, with his Sports Center right now, some football news. Brett Favre insists he hasn't decided whether he'll return to the Jets next season, but says the health of his right arm could be a factor. The 39-year-old quarterback has struggled for several weeks with a touchdown and 6 picks. Patriots receiver Wes Welker has been fined $10,000 for making a snow angel in the team's 47-7 victory over the Cardinals on Sunday. Next Sports Center, 11 Eastern on ESPN2. And guys, it's 46 degrees and raining here in Bristol. Enjoy the sun.
Hey, 46, not bad.
Merry Christmas, Kev.
I was actually at that game on Sunday in New England when it was about 20 degrees and a blizzard. Here's Armando Allen, who left the USC game in the second quarter with an ankle injury, but
here's a question.
Up some yardage
Here's
there.
a question for you. How does Wes Welker get fined the amount of money he does, and Chris Johnson pulls off a towel and is doing what he's doing in the end zone after scoring a touchdown, and he hadn't been fined?
Maybe.
I just, thinking out loud.
Maybe they took pity on the team that lost 47-7. Trying to give him something. I don't take pity on Notre Dame, says Jimmy Clausen. Great first quarter for him and the Irish. They lead 7-0.
By colors so vibrant, they twist the very fabric of your being. And sounds so pure.
You don't just hear them, you become them. By a world so beyond anything you've ever experienced, nothing will ever be the same. The new Kuro, now blacker than ever. It's time for you, the fans, to decide the Pontiac game-changing performance of the year.
Looks to throw the football over the middle, and it is picked off at the goal line, and this might go all the way. Touchdown, Rockets! How about that?
Ball down. Perkins. Kick is blocked. The kick is blocked, and BYU is going to win the football game. Doggone it.
Pryor quarterback sneakers right side, fumbles the football, losing the turf. They scramble for it. Penn State recovers the football.
Go to Pontiac.com/NCAA and view the biggest plays from the season. Each week, you, the fans, vote. And each week, plays will be eliminated until there are 4 finalists. Vote for your favorite, and the winning school will receive a $100,000 general scholarship from Pontiac.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon.
tomorrow. Critics are calling Frost Nixon astonishing.
He was doing the wrong thing and knew it.
Spellbinding. It's one of the year's best films.
We're going to have to ambush him.
Nominated for 5 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Actor.
I didn't want to take any questions on Watergate.
Best Director and Best Picture of the Year.
Why didn't you burn the tapes?
Frost Nixon, rated R. Now playing in select theaters everywhere tomorrow.
Christmas, happy holidays to you and yours. From all of us at ESPN, Notre Dame 7, Hawaii nothing as we start the second quarter. The Irish relaxed during the week, but fired up before the game, and didn't seem to be the same for Hawaii as we were watching in warm-ups.
Nah, you know, I'm a pregame guy, and it just seemed as though Hawaii just kind of meandering around a little bit and just didn't seem to have much energy. And Notre Dame had a little bounce, a little pep in their step. And I think it's showing early in this football game.
Only one incompletion by Clausen, and that was a drop. Handoff to Allen on 3rd down and 5. Curious call there to run it. They lost yardage, tackled by Adam Leonard.
I guess that's a chess move that Hawaii was a little prepared for. Had a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage and maybe trying to catch them thinking pass. Hawaii does an excellent job of forcing the punt. Maybe this is maybe that's the wake-up call that this Warrior football team needed.
Well, this is unusual territory for Charlie Weis being upstairs because of the knee problems. He has not coached from the press box since his days with the Patriots when Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback. When Tom Brady got the opportunity because of the injury to Bledsoe, Weis went downstairs and continued to call plays from the field. Aaron Bain on the return, tripped up by Sergio Brown, who had the blocked punt, and the subsequent penalty makes the tackle at the 18-yard line. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Motor City Bowl Friday night on ESPN. Two of the country's more unheralded quarterbacks, Rusty Smith of Florida Atlantic, Dan Lefevre of Central Michigan, all part of Capital One Bowl Week Friday night, starting at 7:30 Eastern Time.
Boy, Dan Lefevre, excellent football player. We got a chance to see him last year in that Motor City Bowl, and he did not disappoint.
Well, J.Clausen is not disappointed so far for Notre Dame. The Irish have dominated this game yardage-wise, but only leading 7-0. And taking off Greg Alexander. And he gets about 4 or 5 yards. Tackled at the 23.
Well, we talked about how calm that Coach Charlie Weis was yesterday in meeting with him, but this is him earlier, or yesterday, getting a lay. Had a luau that they had on the beach. This is nice.
And you see the crutches there. Charlie came into our meeting with him yesterday and could barely move. And he said he's really looking forward to getting that right knee operated on in about 5 days. And then the left knee will be operated on in February. And said he may have to coach from a golf cart for the entire spring practice. On 2nd down, that pass tipped at the line, incomplete. It was Harrison Smith who made the play for Notre Dame.
Well, it's been everything short and underneath from Greg Alexander in this football game or here in the first half. And now at some point, just to back Notre Dame off you, you're going to have to throw the football down the field, threaten them deep, just so that they respect the fact that you can do that. Now you come back to the underneath stuff to Michael Washington and the other slot receivers, but you've got to take care of some things down the field.
Wise been faced with 3 third downs of 10 yards or more, so they'll take this 3rd and 5. They're 1 for 3 on those conversion attempts, and in trouble, the quarterback Alexander, and he somehow gets out of there, and then he ran into his own man. He ran into David Farmer, and then Ethan Johnson caught up with him for his 2nd sack of the game.
Boy, he was dancing, and defensive backs were trying to get there to help get to Greg Alexander, and Aaron Bain along the sideline over here to his left is wide open. You get this many shots at getting rid of the football, you know what? Raise up and throw it about as far as you can into the stands. Don't take that sack.
Hawaii gives up the most sacks in the country. The last punt by Grasso was blocked. Gets this one away. Tate fields it at the 38, spins out of a tackle. and up to the 47-yard line. Brought down by Tyson Kefensis. Again, decent starting field position for Notre Dame, but right now only 7 points to show for it.
Taco Bell's new fully loaded nachos. With more seasoned beef and nacho cheese sauce, it has way more toppings than chips. So they're loaded to the last chip.
It's a special time of year. Time to give the ones you love the power to own the road.
Yeah.
Celebrate the season of Audi with over 130 channels of Sirius satellite radio. And enjoy no payments at signing on select Audi models now through January 2nd.
You know, Dex, you and I are a lot alike. How so? Well, I help people find things in places they never thought of looking.
I help businesses find customers in places they never thought they'd reach.
I find them in cracks, crevices.
I find them through my print directories, online at dexknows.com, even on huge search sites.
Once I find them,
you track and manage the data for even greater results?
Something like that.
Call 888-434-0112 to find out everything Dex can do to find your customers. Dex knows.
Our year-end clearance sale is on now, and low prices are everywhere at Standard TV and Appliance.
Save big on KitchenAid, Whirlpool, GE, Frigidaire, Maytag, LG, Decor, Sub-Zero, Sony, Toshiba, and Simmons. Plus, no payment, no interest for 2 years with the purchase of any Mitsubishi TV.
Standard TV and Appliance in Portland, Tigard, Beaverton, and Bend.
Take advantage of low prices during the year-end clearance sale at Standard TV and Appliance.
And she'll be playing the night before Christmas on the ukulele before the night's done. Maybe Dick LeBeau can recite it. I don't know if you saw that on SportsCenter today. Tom Jackson interviewing Dick LeBeau and what he does with the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Eve.
Santa's he's delivering early here to the islands.
Again, good starting field position here for Notre Dame from its 47-yard line. Allen, big hole. And it closes after he got the first down to the 42. So time now for our holiday edition of Wear It Out. Let's talk, Andre, about the merits of upstairs versus downstairs for a play caller.
Well, a lot of offensive coordinators or defense coordinators, they like to go upstairs. You can see the entire field, and there's some advantages to that as well. Being on the sideline has its advantages in terms of a coach being able to interact with players right away, right as you come off the football field. I personally, as a player, former player, loved it when the coordinator was right there, and if you had questions, you could go right to him.
Again, first time Charlie Weiss has done this in some time as Grimes makes the catch and gets about 6 or 7 yards. Last time was when Drew Bledsoe was a quarterback with the Patriots. He gets hurt. Tom Brady goes in. The rest is history. But all the success for Charlie Weiss there was standing next to Tom Brady.
Right next to him, and he was a young football player who needed that interaction when he came off the field. And Charlie Weiss was right there to talk to Tom Brady. And you know what he said? If it wasn't broken, we weren't going to fix it. So we started winning football games that way, went on to win a Super Bowl, and he stayed down on the sidelines.
Now, what about the fact that, yes, Charlie Weiss is calling plays, but Mike Haywood, the offensive coordinator, is still on the field today?
Well, that's the interaction you get. You can come still talk to a guy on the sideline if you're J.Clausen. Right. If something you have questions, Mike Haywood is still there, who has called plays this season for Notre Dame. So you have that interaction, or you have right get those questions answered right away as you come off the field.
Charlie Weiss told us yesterday when we talked to him, he already has in mind the guy he's going to bring in to replace Haywood. It's certainly possible some of these Notre Dame coaches will join Haywood at Miami of Ohio, where he is the new head coach. Congratulations to him. But Charlie said he's going to go elsewhere to bring in a new offensive coordinator, yet we got the sense Weiss would continue to call plays. This was the first year that he had given up that play calling.
It's kind of one of those wink-wink type answers from him. I get the feeling that Charlie Weiss will be back on the sideline and calling plays for Notre Dame next season.
Clausen hit Grimes off his hands, incomplete.
Well, you don't see that from David Grimes much, the senior receiver. And nice throw. And you see right here the guys that are handing over the reins of their play calling. Steve Spurrier, Jeff Tedford of Cal, and Ralph Friedgen of Maryland. Former play callers that have since passed on the reins. I don't know how long that experiment's going to last with Coach Spurrier either.
Again, all day to throw for Clausen. Finds Tate across the middle. Inside the 15-yard line. Well, we knew that Jimmy Clausen had a strong arm. He is showing it off in this game.
Boy, this is a big-time college throw right here. Watch the route by Golden Tate. It's hardly any separation, so you've got to win as a quarterback with the throw. And it's inside, away from the defensive back. If it's thrown into the body of Golden Tate, gives the defensive back to that side a chance to knock it down or make a play on the football. But it's thrown nice and out in front. Well done by Jimmy Clausen.
Tate only a sophomore. Closing in on a 1,000-yard season as Clausen goes to the end zone for Grimes. Great catch! Touchdown, Notre Dame!
Well, it just kind of looked like Jameel Dowling, the corner to that side, just kind of quits on the play. Look at him just pull up right there. And David Grimes, he didn't forget to quit playing football. He played to the whistle, and the result was a touchdown reception. I don't know what Jameel Dowling was thinking, and he's a senior. You don't expect to have that happen as with a defensive back.
Extra point is good as Jimmy Clausen has his 21st touchdown pass, only the second Notre Dame quarterback to eclipse the 20 touchdown mark. Brady Quinn, the other, he did it twice. A great first half for Notre Dame's offense, on top 14-0.
Capital One Card Lab at CapitalOne.com. What's in your wallet? The entirely new Audi A4. Progress is beautiful.
And by Aflac. Ask about it at work.
The 4,000-acre Dole Plantation. You know, there's 120 different kinds of pineapple throughout the world, but only one grown in Hawaii, and it is delicious.
Well, I got a hold of some this morning that was just as sweet as I've ever tasted. Unreal.
Great coffee here in Hawaii as well. Notre Dame off to a 14-0 start on Hawaii. Essentially a road game for the Irish. And Hawaii has won this game 3 straight times. They've had a lot of success playing in this bowl game.
They better wake up, as Notre Dame is very much in rhythm, both offensively and defensively.
Torres on the return past the 30-yard line. Make that Malcolm Lane on the return. Excellent. Out to the 45-yard line. Well, so far, Notre Dame with 14 plays in opponent's territory. Hawaii, 0, but starting this drive from its 45-yard line. You know, you commented about Hawaii looking looking flat in warm-ups. Notre Dame looked fired up, and they were very relaxed. Do you think there's something to getting away from South Bend and away from the week-to-week scrutiny they face?
Well, I think Charlie Weiss put it in perspective for us yesterday. He said that their body of work was done before they got to Hawaii, so it allowed them to be relaxed, and they're certainly playing that way.
That pass tipped and nearly intercepted on 1st and 10. This is the Irish during the week.
We're having some fun at a water park, and he mentioned He mentioned a barbecue they had on the beach, just the team members. And, you know, just loose, having fun. He said, you know what, if I were a player, I wouldn't want to be bottled up in a hotel room and not having fun. And, you know, you got to loosen up. They'll focus on game day, which it seems has been the perfect solution or formula for Notre Dame.
Alexander in trouble again and did well to get positive yardage. Still haven't run a play in Notre Dame territory. They're now faced with a third down.
There comes a point in time, Dave, when a quarterback, when he's getting a tremendous amount of pressure and he stops reading coverage and starts looking at the pass rush. I think Greg Alexander has arrived at that point, and it's somewhere that you never want to get to as a quarterback, because you need to keep your eyes down the field in order to locate open wide receivers and not at defensive linemen that are in your face. You've got to just block all that stuff out and play football.
Here comes a blitz. The screen pass thrown right at the blitz, and extra effort by Greg Salas for the Hawaii first down, and then a penalty flag comes in late. A flag thrown downfield after the play.
Well, they've been mixing it up and in the grill of each other, the face mask to face mask, for the last couple of downs here. Both a couple of defensive linemen for Notre Dame and offensive linemen for Hawaii. So this may go against both teams.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both of which are dead ball. Personal foul on the defense, number 29. Personal foul on the offense, number 62. By rules, those penalties offset. The result of the play is a first down.
Yeah, a little extra conversation going on between offensive players and defensive players, and the officials just trying to get a handle on the game.
Well, every time Hawaii's played in this game, it's been pretty chippy. They got into it with Cincinnati, got into it with Houston one time.
It was ugly a couple of years ago against my alma mater after the game was over.
Alexander looking deep. Great layout and catch by Bain for the first down to the 25.
Boy, a quarterback's dream, a wide receiver that makes plays and catches with his hands. And Aaron Bain right there, a nice crossing pattern into the middle. And right there, watch this catch. Fantastic. Boy, that's sweet.
Remember, Hawaii got down to Cincinnati, came back and actually led by 2 scores early in the fourth quarter, then blew the game. Well, Alexander with an interception return for a touchdown. They had a safety as well in that fourth quarter before losing. Alexander going to take off. He's got room to run. He doesn't like to slide, and he doesn't there. To the 10-yard line.
Excellent high school shortstop and baseball player, and you think he would know how to slide. He goes head first. He's a big guy, not afraid to pull it down. You'll see him here step up in the pocket, which is what you need to do, but hey, take care of the football, pull it down, make plays. Offensive linemen appreciate that, but I'd like to see him get into more of a hook slide and stop going head first.
Another pass play. Alexander finds Bain, breaks the tackle, touchdown!
And it's the little fella, Aaron Bain, all 5'8" of him, the senior slot receiver. Made a nice grab on an in route earlier in this drive that kind of lifted the energy level of this Hawaii football team, and then there dancing along the sideline and getting himself into the end zone. This one may be reviewed.
Yeah, they're going to look to see if Bain stepped out of bounds after he broke that tackle.
The previous play is under review.
They're going to look again and see if he stepped out before the ball crossed the plane of the end zone.
We'll take a look along with the fans here, and he's just kind of tight-roping the sideline. He is in the end zone, ladies and gentlemen. This one will be 6 points, and a nice job of doing so.
David Bruton, a tri-captain, missed a tackle that results in what appears to be a score.
You know, that's just wanting it right there. Knowing where you are on the field and competing. And that's what you want from guys in this type of setting. You're down 14-0, and you need somebody to make a play. And Aaron Bain in this drive actually made 2 plays for Hawaii.
Well, in talking with the Hawaii coaches, they say there's more than a game that's at stake. As the fans just saw the replay on the Jumbotron, the Hawaii coaches feel as if this game is for the state of Hawaii for a lot of reasons, the economy, but also the fact that they're playing Notre Dame.
And they've watched.
After review, video confirms the call on the field, the touchdown.
They've watched this football team last year against Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, against Florida on the road where they traveled all the way across the country, and then Cincinnati coming in here stealing one in the 4th quarter. Now the next name opponent, Notre Dame, shows up, and fans are into this one.
Daniel Kelly's extra point, good. A lot of reasons for holiday cheers out of the Hawaii fans. On Christmas Eve, Hawaii back within a score.
The 2009.
For those of you in cold weather, you can certainly appreciate the picture. 79 degrees here in Hawaii. It's down to 20 in South Bend. There's actually a 10% chance of rain.
Oh, isolated somewhere, but it's pretty good here in the stadium.
Might actually cool it down a little bit. A little humid. Here's Golden Tate on the kick return for Notre Dame. Dropped at the 21-yard line. Guyton Gadara the first to greet him.
Hey, did you know that Hawaii was the widest state in the U.S. from east to west?
Yes, I did know that.
You did know that, huh?
I did. Kim Belton, our producer, told me.
You start thinking about it, and you think about Texas, and you're like, no, it's Hawaii.
It's also the most isolated population center on the planet. Did you know that?
I did know that. Kim Belton told me that one.
Clausen back to throw again on the money to Grimes. Down at the 28-yard line. He'll come up a couple of yards shy of the first down. Beautiful throw again, though, by the Notre Dame sophomore quarterback. Capital One Bowl Week continues on ESPN Saturday with 3 games. First at 1 Eastern in the Meineke Car Care Bowl. It's North Carolina, West Virginia. Champ Sports Bowl to follow with Wisconsin and Florida State. Then the Emerald Bowl at 8 Eastern, Miami and Cal. Which of those 3 is most intriguing to you?
I like that Wisconsin-Florida State matchup. That's going to be a nice football game.
I'm interested to watch North Carolina, West Virginia. One more chance to watch Pat White in college. R.Hughes gets the call. He's going to be close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it on forward progress. Adam Leonard, first-team all-WAC performer, along with Solomon Elamimian, made the stop.
You're talking about Pat White. He's one of my all-time favorite ever college football players. Just a gentleman, a student, and just a fantastic person away from the football field.
Ryan Moots on first-team all-WAC. Also an excellent return man, banged up for Hawaii.
Sure, earlier in the year, we thought Pat White was the most indispensable football player for what he does for his football team in the country.
You would think, though, somewhere in the National Football League, there are some scouts salivating about him as perhaps a receiver. And Tate, wide open, Clausen throws the bomb. It's going to be a Notre Dame score.
Throughout the course of this season, we've had the opportunity to see a few players grow up right before our eyes. And I think we're witnessing J.Clausen grow up as a quarterback and have his coming out party in Hawaii. What better place to have it than right here in Hawaii?
69-yard touchdown pass by Clausen, who was the #1 high school senior Coming out a couple years ago, even Charlie Weiss said that next year he'll have a challenge from Dane Christ, another highly recruited guy who's a true freshman this year, not playing. Clausen looks like the guy right now.
Watch him drop this one right in the bucket. I mean, Golden Tate never breaks stride. Actually, he's able to separate from Calvin Roberts, the corner to that side, and you know when you throw a good one. Go find those big fellas and celebrate. Watch the ISO right here on Golden Tate. Nice little hint move, and then it's just speed. Blowing by a guy, and the quarterback rewards you with a nice throw over the top. Fantastic. Clausen, 14 of 16, 220 yards. And we've got 6:49 left here in the second quarter.
22 touchdowns now in the season for Clausen. And that was big right after the Hawaii score to steal some momentum back from the Irish.
Hawaii, they've got to go down and answer points right now with points. This is how you get yourself back. You fought, had a nice drive. Now go get you some points.
Take a look at our Aflac trivia question. Who was the last Notre Dame quarterback to win a bowl game? Remember, the Irish have lost 9 straight bowl games going back to the 1994 Cotton Bowl when they beat Texas A&M.
I know who this is, and I know his jersey number.
This is one you might not think, unless you're a diehard Notre Dame fan.
You go back a ways.
Yep.
Can we give a hint, like what bowl game it happened in?
It's not. Well, I already did.
Which one?
Texas A&M
in the what bowl? Cotton Bowl.
Back in 1994. Muffed. Returned by Lane, but then he scoops. And he gets across the 20 to about the 22. Well, so far today, Hawaii struggling offensively until that last possession when Greg Alexander made some plays with his arm.
Yeah, and made a few with his legs as well, pulling it down, scrambling for some positive yards. And his receiver, Aaron Bain, competing for him. They're going to need much of the same to keep pace with Notre Dame.
A rare running play to Polaris in a big hole. Out to the 38-yard line. Tackled by D.Bruton after a gain of about 16.
Boy, you're talking about a rare running play, and Polaris gets the handoff, a nice little counter play. Big right guard pulling out in front of him and opening a nice hole. Well, this is kind of uncharted waters for this Hawaii football team. We've seen them just air it out.
It was actually Ron Lee, the offensive coordinator, in his first year, spent the last 9 years as the wide receivers coach. Here's a shovel pass to Polaris. So 2 straight plays with Polaris touching the ball. Prior to that, Alexander had all the yards for Hawaii, both passing and rushing. Tackle made that time by Maurice Richardson.
Well, Polaris is making plays for you. Aaron Bain has proved in this first half that he can make plays for you, as well as Michael Washington. So those are the 3 guys that Greg Alexander, they need to get the football to those 3 guys, the playmakers on this Hawaii football team.
Pressure coming, and Alexander's pass right there to Salas. He stepped out at the 50, but he got the first down. As again, Notre Dame sends Harrison Smith on the blitz.
Boy, that's plenty of off-season work right there in spring practice as well as fall practice. Watch the lick that Greg Alexander's going to take, but he's in sync with his receiver and finding a way to get the football out and complete the pass to Greg Salas. Nice timing and knowing where your receiver is at the precise moment in order to complete that one.
And if Notre Dame continues to get burned, bringing that 5th and 6th guy by Alexander, they may go away from that.
Boy, you love blitz in this offense, trust me, because if it jailbreaks, nobody to catch up with.
Nice play by Richardson on the shovel pass. Minimal gain there for Aloha Polaris.
Got a Notre Dame player down, Justin Brown, their left defensive end. They're slow to get up.
One of 3 fifth-year seniors on this Notre Dame team, a young squad, and we're seeing some of their youngsters, Tate and Clausen, shine in this one. You can see a lot of players shine from the NBA as ABC delivers an NBA Christmas special with coverage starting at 2 Eastern. GMC NBA Countdown, Spurs and Suns, followed by the rematch of the NBA Finals, Celtics and Lakers. 19 straight wins for the Boston Celtics. They beat the Lakers in 6 games last year, their first meeting this season since that finals a year ago. And now a lot of people not convinced with the Lakers defense, but everybody seems to be convinced except maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, when you talk about Boston, 19 in a row now that they've run their winning streak to, and I don't see them missing a beat on Christmas Day. Lakers playing some good basketball, but Boston is just out of this stratosphere right now.
Now some think they'll get to 70 wins. Only one team has gotten to 70. That was the Bulls, coached by Phil Jackson, of course, Michael Jordan and company in the mid-90s. A windy evening here in Honolulu.
It's picked up a little bit.
Alexander goes down again. Sacked at the 41-yard line.
Man, you've got to throw the football away. If there's a wave of defenders coming at you and you sidestep one, the ball has got to leave your hand. Otherwise, you're going to continue to do this. And now I'm starting to see why 49 sacks pops out at you in the regular season for Hawaii. You got a guy that won't get rid of the football, you're going to take a lot of sacks.
That was Steve Quinn who got the sack that time for Notre Dame. And what that sack does is get you 3rd and 15 or 16, and it's almost impossible to complete that.
Makes those big guys up front a little ticked off, too.
4th sack allowed by Hawaii. Pressure again. It's picked up. Alexander unloads, underthrown now and intercepted. D.Bruton with the pick, and he's got some blockers in front. And then he passes the ball, laterals it to McCarthy. Flags down, and McCarthy gets an extra 10 yards after the lateral to the 50-yard line.
Going to be a block in the back with this couple of flags that are down here, but you talk about playing loose. Notre Dame's playing a little loose.
Bruton might be glad that Charlie Weiss is upstairs.
Yeah.
After electing to lateral as he was going down, and Bruton actually got hurt on that play. Again, Weiss with 2 injured knees needs knee surgery, and that's why he's coaching from the press box for the first time.
You see Bruton there with a little cramp going on, but it's a heads-up play. But it's safe.
During the return, illegal block below the waist by Notre Dame. That's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Notre Dame retains possession of the ball. First down.
It's 3rd down and 18, and it's about as good as a punt when you hang one up like that and it's picked off. But now you don't want the return yardage if you're Hawaii. Take a shot down the field. Is actually, you talked about it, some wind, and I think they're going into the wind. Boy, this is playing daredevil here a little bit, knowing exactly where your teammate is. Flip one back, get you a couple of extra yards.
Maybe that pass got impacted by the swirling winds. It hung up there, and Alexander certainly has a strong arm, but it was well underthrown. Now J.Clausen back to work, having maybe his best day as a collegiate, and he throws another strike. Kyle Rudolph into Hawaii territory to the 43. Windy at Aloha Stadium in Honolulu as Notre Dame looks to get its first bowl win since 1994. They've lost 9 straight since. With Andre Ware, I'm Dave Pash. What a showing by J.Clausen. Clausen's thrown for 244 yards and 2 touchdowns, and we have not even played a full half.
And they're playing that cover 2 soft 2 zone, and he is just wearing them out in the middle of the field. When they get out of it, he's going to the outside where the one-on-one matchups occur. He is in tune with what's going on.
Here's Kamara. And again, good yardage, most of it coming on the run after the catch, gain of about 8. Adam Leonard pushed him out. Let's go back to our Affleck trivia question. The last Notre Dame quarterback to win a bowl game. We mentioned it was 94, the Cotton Bowl against Texas A&M. You think you got it, right? You think you know it?
I think I know it. after this play, we'll give the answer.
That's not Ron Paulus. That's what I thought, but it's not him. He is, by the way, on the Notre Dame coaching staff. Here's 2nd and 2. Clausen going deep. Jump ball for Floyd. And he got it, and then he lost it at the last second. He had it, and then it came out as he hit the ground. Incomplete.
Well, I like the effort because it was great coverage by Jamil Dowling, the corner to that side. And this is going up, climb the ladder, try to retrieve the ball at its highest level. Dowling misjudges it and gives Michael Floyd an opportunity to come down with it. And it looked as though he was going to come in, reel in a touchdown reception, and it squirts itself out at the last second.
Like the jump ball there with a guy 6'3", huh?
Yeah, he's a playmaker. Boy, they miss him. He was out with that knee injury. 2 games with a knee injury.
Big 3rd and 1 here. Hawaii needs to come up with a play. And they do at the point of attack as James Aldridge gets clocked by Ryan Mouton, who's back on the field. We'll see if Notre Dame elects to go for it here on 4th down.
2:43. You've got a 21-7 lead just before halftime. No doubt where the football is on the 35-yard line or just past it. No doubt that Charlie Weiss is going to go for it here. And I agree totally.
It's play action. Clausen in trouble. Airs it out. Rudolph got free. Pulled it in. 1st and goal, Notre Dame.
Don't know if I agree with the play call, but I did agree with going for it on 4th and 1. What was it that head coach Greg McMackin, when we talked to him earlier this week, what was the first thing he preached to us when I said, what's the message to your football team this week? It's finish. Finish was the message. They didn't finish against Cincinnati, and it was plays like this. Arms on Clausen. He gets free. Now he's got his tight end, Kyle Rudolph, down the sideline. Defensive backs are looking back in the backfield. Receivers running behind them and not making plays and finishing plays for them.
And a timeout called by Notre Dame. You know, we talk about the benefits of bowl games. Take your pick in terms of what we put up at the beginning of the game. The extra practice time, confidence for the young guys, a great way to go out for the veterans. Everything from a Notre Dame standpoint is beautiful right now. Back to the Aflac trivia question. Brady Quinn was 0-3 in bowl games, granted a couple BCS bowls when they were not the better team and lost. Ron Paulus was 0-2. I actually thought that he was the one, and it was Kevin McDougal.
Kevin McDougal got it done against the Aggies in the '94 Cotton Bowl.
But the way Jimmy Clausen's playing right now,
he's getting it done today.
Notre Dame's going to end that 9-game bowl losing streak. And if the Irish somehow win this game, they'll be calling him Jimmy Santa Clausen. And,
little luck of the Irish on that last play, as well as Kyle Rudolph made a nice play for Jimmy Clausen.
Hughes trying to get to the outside. Great play in the backfield by Adam Leonard. First team all-WAC linebacker the last 2 seasons.
Boy, he has got a great sense of where he is on the field and a fantastic nose for the football. Watch him read this out, and now it's just full speed to the ball carrier. It doesn't give Robert Hughes a chance to get those shoulder pads pointed north and south. He's a guy that was basically a lot of teams just university stopped recruiting him. Tore his ACL his senior year, and it was only Hawaii that offered him a scholarship, and he has definitely made the most of it. He is a NFL prospect for sure.
Turned himself into a mid to late round draft prospect. Here's an end around, and looking to pass is Allen. He's going to lose yardage. Snuffed out by Brashton Satele back near the 20.
Dave, if Hawaii gets the effort on the back end of the defense like they're getting on the first two levels of the defensive line and linebackers, then they're going to have themselves something going on in this football game. But until they match up in the third level of the defense, J.Clausen is going to continue to have his way. They need that type of effort from the back end, the corners and safeties going forward.
Now it's 3rd down and goal back at the 18. And you see the clock winding down here in the first half. Maybe Notre Dame took too much time off the clock. Clausen looking end zone. Touchdown! What a throw by Clausen to Golden Tate with 1 second left in the half.
Dropped it in a bucket in the corner of the end zone. J.Clausen let up.
And again, look at the time. 1 second in the half.
That's to the head coach's satisfaction right there.
3rd touchdown pass for Clausen.
Boy, did he drop this in the arms of Golden Tate. Watch this double coverage. Nice throw.
Clausen already at 300 yards passing. There's an injured Hawaii player. That's the reason for the stoppage. It's Desmond Thomas. They have not reviewed this. Well, every play's reviewed, but no further review here.
Boy, I've heard of being hot in a football game, but J.Clausen, I need a fire extinguisher. Put him out. He's hot.
Just when you think Notre Dame may be taking too much time off that clock, with 1 second left, Tate makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's take another look at this. Just a corner route, and you get an underneath route at about 6 yards, and then Golden Tate going to the corner. Boy, that's a nice throw and catch there. I don't know. You maybe want to take a look at this one.
Yeah, remember, you get a challenge in college football if Hawaii wants to call a timeout.
Watch the left foot, because the right one, now he's in the air. Left foot's in. Left foot was down, and it's 6. Just one in college football is all you need.
10th touchdown for Tate, 2nd today, and the 3rd touchdown pass by Clausen. He's got 23 now in the season. And Tate with 137 yards receiving. He's over 1,000, only the 5th Notre Dame receiver to do it. Jeff Samardzija did it twice. And now they are going to review this, but as we showed you, it looked like Tate's left foot hit first before the right foot, which was indeed out of bounds. Right now, it's a 20-point lead for Notre Dame. Back in a moment.
It's easy to feel like you're on the same team when you stay at Sheraton. Starwood preferred guests earn star points regardless of what team they root for. So everybody wins. Watch the games or check the scores with free internet access and widescreen TVs in the link at Sheraton.
I say do it.
In one day, one plan means action.
We have to kill Hitler.
One word means courage.
Operation Valkyrie is in effect.
One movie is being called the best suspense thriller of the year. Tom Cruise, Valkyrie, rated PG-13, tomorrow.
Seasonings greetings from your mates at Outback. Get a free $20 bonus card when you buy $100 in holiday gift cards.
I've had asthma for 17 years.
I've had asthma for 24 years.
For 5 years. All my life.
Even with my medicine, my symptoms kept coming back.
So I thought this was as good as it gets.
Until I found out I could actually help prevent my symptoms.
I could help prevent my symptoms.
Turns out there are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms. Airway constriction I feel, and inflammation I may not. Most medicines don't treat both. So my doctor prescribed Advair.
Advair treats both main causes to help prevent symptoms in the first place.
Advair contains salmeterol. Salmeterol may increase the chance of asthma-related death. So Advair is not for asthma that's well controlled on another controller medicine. Advair will not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden and symptoms and should not be taken more than twice a day. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of Advair. If you take Advair, see your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse. If you're still having symptoms, ask your doctor how to help prevent them with Advair. Find out how to get your first full prescription free at advair.com.
Notre Dame tacks on the extra point. Hawaii did challenge it, and the ruling on the field stood as a touchdown.
Yeah, watch Golden Tate. The left foot right there is down, and that's the one the officials saw when they elected to look at it, and it was a Hawaii challenge. It kind of forced the officials, and I think the risk is worth the reward if you're Hawaii. Going into halftime, you take a shot at maybe, just maybe, he didn't get the foot down.
How about that drive for Notre Dame, Andre? A 29-yard pass on 4th and 1, and then 3rd down and goal from the 18. A touchdown pass with 1 second to go to Tate.
Well, you know what? If I'm Greg McMacken, the head coach for Hawaii, it's the defensive backs that you got to talk to at halftime. I mean, they're giving up too many big plays. 4th and 1, and you're there to make a play, and it's the tight end that comes up with a 29-yard reception to keep the Notre Dame drive moving, and ultimately a touchdown is tacked on as they lead now 28-7.
And how about this? An onside kick attempt, really only 1 second left, so not much can happen there, and they're just not take the opportunity for maybe a kickoff return by Hawaii, and that ends the half. All J.Clausen, Golden Tate, and Notre Dame in the first half, 28-7 as we go to Kevin and Jesse and the Flomax halftime report.
Thank you, Dave and Andre. So right now, J.Clausen putting on a show, guys. Unofficially, the number's 18 of 21, 299 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Jesse, this coming from a guy in the previous 4 games had a total of 2 touchdowns. What's he seeing out there?
Well, he's playing unconscious, and he's playing out of his mind. Again, 18 of 21 right now, and you could argue that all 3 of those incompletions were drops. He's just playing with great poise right now, great confidence. He's taking his drops. He's seeing the defense. He's seeing the field, and he's delivering the football confidently. And right now in this first half, Hawaii's been very complacent to play big, deep zone coverages, allowing J.Clausen to just pick the
our members of the military serving around the world. Here in Honolulu, Notre Dame playing like the Notre Dame of old, real old.
But don't forget, man, we're going to get them on the run. We're going to go, 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 and we aren't going to stop until we go that goal line.
J.Clausen with 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns in the first half, and Notre Dame wearing names on the back of their jerseys for the first time in 20 years as well. It was a great first half for the Irish.
I tell you what, it was turning back the clock for the Irish, and J.Clausen has delivered in a big way offensively. The 3 touchdown passes that you mentioned, over 300 yards. He's been phenomenal.
And Notre Dame, which at the beginning of the game struggled after it had a couple of good drives, got into the end zone once, and all of a sudden Clausen made some huge plays, and one of those on that touchdown with 1 second left at the end of the half to Golden Tate, who finished with 137 yards, and that's a bowl record, as is the 300 passing yards by Clausen, a bowl record.
Well, he had his coming out party, and what better place to have it than right here in Hawaii. J.Clausen has been magical for the Irish. It's a young football team. I mean, only one senior on the offensive line, and the stars are freshmen, Kyle Rudolph, as well as Michael Floyd.
Not a good start to the second half, though, as it's kicked out of bounds by Ryan Burkhart, and Hawaii will start at the 40. Remember, Notre Dame has lost 9 straight bowl games. Hawaii has been behind at home before this year, and they can score points.
Well, that's the thing about this run and shoot offense. I mean, when you're in the run and shoot, you don't worry about generating points. It's just kind of getting a rhythm, and the points will come for Hawaii. If they're able to develop a rhythm in the second half of this ball game, they'll make it interesting.
Charlie Weiss stayed in the press box at halftime. Corwin Brown, the defensive coordinator, and the offensive coordinator, Mike Haywood, spoke to their respective units. Again, Weiss with 2 knee operations upcoming, and so he's in a lot of pain and wanted to stay in the press box to coach this game. first play for Hawaii is a first down. Aaron Bain into Notre Dame territory to the 44.
Well, we talked about getting the football to your playmakers, and Aaron Bain scored the only Hawaii touchdown in that first half.
And look at these numbers. Average yards per play, 9 and 5 of 20 yards or more for Notre Dame.
This is a team, Hawaii, that averages 245 yards passing. That's down from a year ago, but look at that, just 86 yards in the first half.
Notre Dame 75th in the country in total offense entering this game. And that pass thrown in the dirt, and then it popped up into the air and incomplete. I think it hit the shoe of the intended receiver, Polaris, and then it was almost caught by a lineman.
Well, right now, it's just tough times for Hawaii. And you see here, this is a screen pass. Nice little underneath screen. They're trying to get it to Aloha Polaris. And that one just kind of bounces up. He felt the pressure. You just kind of throw it at the feet, but you're not trying to hit him in the shoe and have it popped up and have a lineman become the recipient.
Batted down by Neal on second down and 10. And Sergio Brown in there as well on the quarterback, Greg Alexander.
When he has a receiver, Michael Washington, open right now. It's a catch and a run, and that's in the run and shoot. You get a lot of those yards after the catch, and you've got a receiver wide open. You know, you've got to give that one as well as just the shorter routes when they're catches, short catches. But, you know, you allow slot receivers like Michael Washington to make plays for you. Right now, Greg Alexander is forcing plays in the offense.
Only 2 out of 6 on third down. Pressure coming again. Alexander going down again. Sacked in Hawaii territory by Darius Fleming. I think Notre Dame likes to have the names on the back of the jerseys.
Well, Charlie Weiss told us in this nickel defense that Darius Fleming was going to get a lot of playing time, and he's making the most of it. Moved him down and inside. He's been causing problems most of this game, and finally gets to Greg Alexander.
5th sack by Notre Dame, and Hawaii blows an opportunity after, on its first play, getting into Irish territory. Grimes muffed the punt. And Grimes got it back, though, at the 12-yard line. That could have been a potential game changer had Hawaii come up with it. Capital One Bowl Week continues on ESPN Saturday. 3 games starting at 1 Eastern. The Meineke Car Care Bowl, West Virginia, North Carolina, followed by Wisconsin and Florida State at 4:30 Eastern to the Champs Sports Bowl. And then the Emerald Bowl at 8 Eastern, Miami and Cal.
Randy Shannon coming all the way out west to the Emerald Bowl to face Cal, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump for the Cal Golden Bears.
J.Clausen back to work, 300 yards, only 3 incompletions in the first half. They'll run the ball at Hughes. And that's where it started to go wrong for Hawaii in the first half. Their inability to stop the run, which then opened up the pass game for Notre Dame.
Yeah, the play action after the successful runs like this. And you see Robert Hughes right here, and watch the cutback right in the middle of the formation. I think you could hit that hole, Dave Pash.
That might be pushing it.
You know, that offensive line, Sam Young and Chris Stewart on the right side, tremendous. A little extracurricular after this.
John Estes getting into it.
Yeah.
With Alamimian. Boy, this is, I don't know about you, but I think by far the best game, at least the best first half plus that Notre Dame's played all year, as Hughes to the second level out to the 40-yard line.
Well, it's not just the second level. He's past the second level into the safety territory, which is that third level of the defense. And if that starts to happen when Eric Robinson, your safety back there, is making plays and tackles about every other down, then you are in some serious trouble defensively.
What do you think has been the biggest key? This Notre Dame offense has not played like this in a long time.
It's the offensive line. I mean, when you can run the football like that, and they're giving J.Clausen plenty of time in the play action department where he can just sit back there and pick apart this defense. That's where it's happening, up front for Notre Dame.
Here comes some pressure by Hawaii. And the pass set up beautifully. There goes Allen down the sideline. All the way inside the 20-yard line. John Finotti, a defensive lineman, maybe saved the touchdown at the 19.
Well, this is Notre Dame operating its best offensive output of the year. Got Chris Stewart with a nice block to right guard, and now it's just Armando Allen with tremendous speed once he gets to the edge. Well, you're making it look easy right now.
I really think the fact that Notre Dame came into this setting to have fun as well as to play a football game has helped these guys. They look relaxed. They've played that way. And Jimmy Clausen's just doing what he did in high school. Lighten it up. Hughes hit hard by Elimimian. And Fale Laeli, minimal gain on first down.
Well, we talked about the pressure, the 9-game bowl losing streak for Notre Dame, and how much pressure was on the Irish. And I think maybe Hawaii put a little bit too much pressure on themselves in terms of, this name opponent type thing. And it's Notre Dame coming in. We've got to have this win. And right now they seem to be reeling, certainly a lot more so than at any point for Notre Dame. They just seem to be calm, relaxed, and having fun all game long.
Hughes hit in the backfield, gets maybe a yard or two as he drags Robinson, but it will bring up third down and long.
Here's where you want an offense at third down and long, but we've watched Notre Dame convert on third downs as well as fourth downs. It was 4th and 1, and Clausen hits Kyle Rudolph for the 29-yarder down the sideline. So he's feeling bulletproof right now. There's nothing you can do to Jimmy Clausen to shake his confidence.
Clausen on 3rd and 9. Finds Allen. First down and more. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Again on 3rd and long.
Well, you talk about explosive plays and an explosive player. Armando Allen, just a sophomore. Check this one out. And a good job by Jimmy Clausen buying time in the screen game. And now it's just all Armando Allen. Big fella's blocking. Chris Stewart out in front throwing some nice blocks. Man, I tell you what, Charlie Weiss has got to be proud of his bunch right now.
4 touchdowns passing for Clausen. Point after is good. Some might say this is the surprise of the early portion of the bowl season. Not just the fact Notre Dame's ahead, but leading by 28. A lot of people picked Hawaii to win this game.
Wait.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro in something other than sports. In something other than sports.
To learn more, go to ncaa.org.
This is ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week.
Just a few weeks ago, the 67th anniversary since the bombing of Pearl Harbor, where just over 2,400 men and women were killed, another 1,300 or so wounded. Charlie Weiss said he took his team earlier this week to the Pearl Harbor Memorial, said it was an incredible experience for everybody.
Yeah, they visited there. They had went to the water park as well as their own team barbecue on the beach. They just seem really, really relaxed. That might be the recipe for coming to play in this bowl game.
Remember the last time Hawaii played a game here, they took Cincinnati to the wire. Cincinnati won the Big East. Sergio Brown takes down the return man shy of the 20-yard line. Well, right now it's all Notre Dame. Touchdown passes on the last 4 drives for Clausen. 359 yards through the air for the sophomore as Notre Dame looks to end that 9-game bowl losing streak. And coming up later, we'll talk more about the Motor City Bowl, December 26th, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Our first order of business for Greg Alexander: get the football out of your hands. Allow the playmakers to make plays. You can't do that if you're on your backside.
Just a 4-man rush for Notre Dame, and they still get pressure. Alexander takes off and gets maybe 6 or 7 and a penalty flag as Harrison Smith came in there late.
Yep. This may go against Hawaii. One of those big offensive linemen coming in late.
After the play was over, dead ball personal foul on the offense.
You're right.
Number 62. The foul is penalized half the distance to the goal.
That's Keith Asun,
second
left
down.
guard.
You'll see it right here. He's coming in. His quarterback's down, and you see number 62. Todd, if guys are standing around the pile, I don't know about that. He shot. He kind of lunged and missed, but still, you can't come in that late around the pile.
Hawaii just falling apart here. Still 10.5 to go in the third quarter. If it was Colt Brennan and that Hawaii offense of a year ago, you might have a little bit more confidence if you're a Warrior fan and a comeback. But
well, you're thinking, you know, it's just they just need to get kick-started. But this is an entirely new group with Greg Alexander in this receiving core. You mentioned it, 4 of their starters are gone from this year's team, and Michael Washington, Malcolm Lane, those guys take over. Aaron Bain, and it's just been a rough football game so far for Greg Alexander.
And now a timeout called by Hawaii. So Greg McMackin will talk with his quarterback Greg Alexander as the play clock was winding down.
Well, you got to check this out. When things are bad, just when you think they're bad, they get a little worse. And Greg Alexander here, you're going to see the flag come in. Can't even grab that baby right now. It's bad for Hawaii right now. Hopefully he'll get this thing ironed out, get himself going, and get the football out of his hands. You can't allow, if Notre Dame's getting that much pressure, you've got to get rid of the football.
He's talking with us soon about the penalty. Do you agree with my statement going to break about this being maybe the surprise so far bowl season, given the score? And a lot of people thought Hawaii was going to win.
I think so. A lot of people thought Hawaii was going to win this football game, and the Irish, they were having no part of it. It was like talking with Charlie Weiss yesterday that he felt like his football team was going to play well. You could just kind of see the twinkle in his eye, and he knew defensively what he had to do, offensively. If A, B, C, and D happened, they could have some success, and it's all happened so far for Notre Dame.
Alexander slings it to Malcolm Lane, who made the catch at the 20. So to bring up third down and a more manageable 7 or 8 yards.
And he said they were going to bring pressure. You know, line up. They were going to try to get after Greg Alexander, and so far in this football game, they've done exactly that. He mentioned that we'll give him some different looks in terms of what you get from the secondary, but we are going to bring pressure, and we're going to get there. You see 49 sacks coming into this game, and your eyes get really big if you're a defensive coordinator like Corin Brown.
Alexander forced out of the pocket again, but he's got Bain. He stays on his feet, then fumbled the ball. Recovered by Bruton, Notre Dame ball.
Well, right now, Hawaii cannot buy a break. Bain has made some tremendous plays in this football game, and you see Greg Alexander here step around the pressure, finds his receiver, now put the football away. And nice job by Kyle McCarthy, the senior strong safety for Notre Dame, and David Bruton, the other senior back there, coming up with a fumble recovery.
So Bruton with an INT and a fumble recovery. And Clausen back to work, closing in on a career high in passing yards for the sophomore quarterback for Notre Dame. Hughes thrown back at the 47-yard line by Solomon Elamimian.
In depth.
Let's go in depth with Jimmy Clausen. Doing more than just playing quarterback. He is actually growing up right before our eyes. Little hang loose sign right there, and his offensive line delivering the football. And you see him here on the sideline, involved in the game from when the defense is on the field, giving some leadership type stuff that you need to play that position. Well, I tell you what, I've been very, very impressed with him.
Adam Leonard shaking up, the outstanding first-team all-WAC linebacker.
How about this for growing up before our eyes? 20 of 23. That's 3 incompletions, 87% completion percentage for J.Clausen in this football game.
And he'd only had 2 touchdowns in the last 4 games through the air, and those were against Syracuse in a loss, but he's got 4 in this one, and a Notre Dame bowl record for passing yards. The flat it goes, and Michael Floyd steps out at the 45, and now a penalty flag. Late hit going to be called.
Going to get an additional 15, a little late hit along the sideline on Michael Floyd, and this the officials trying to reel this thing in. It's getting a little ugly on the Hawaii side, so they are definitely trying to reel this thing in and kind of keep this within the rules here.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul on the defense, late hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Well, here's a look at it. Just a little bit late along the sideline, and he's definitely out of bounds.
That was close, though.
That is close. That one's close because he's turning. See his shoulder pads kind of turned back.
He's still in bounds. It looked like there.
Now the foot was out, but that one's a little. That's a little picky right there.
Rashton Satele, the guilty party. Notre Dame's season high in scoring this year is 38. We may surpass it on this possession. Hughes looking for a hole and stood up by David Vekune. First time we really called his name all game. ABC delivers an NBA Christmas special. Coverage starting at 2 Eastern with GMC NBA Countdown. Then it's Tim Duncan and the Spurs against Shaq, Nash and the Suns, followed by Celtics, Lakers at 5 Eastern. Great day of NBA basketball as a penalty flag was thrown on the previous play.
I can't wait to see Kobe Bryant, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. Christmas
After
Day.
the play was over, there's sideline interference against Notre Dame. That's a 5-yard penalty.
In order to get there, they've obviously had the warning already.
One of the Notre Dame players must have come onto the field who was on the bench. Might have been a coach here. Let's check it out.
Trying to maybe lobby for that call.
Yeah, the coach is right there. And again, maybe with Charlie Weiss being upstairs, if he was downstairs, he would keep the guys from doing that. Sometimes players and coaches start to creep up toward the sideline.
And as well, they've had the warning already because they don't just throw the flag. They'll give the coaching staff as well as the players a warning, a sideline warning before that penalty is issued.
So second down and 14 for Clausen. Here comes pressure. Clausen in trouble. Eliminian got him at the 40.
We've watched Adam Leonard make an outstanding play, as well as Solomon Elimimian, their middle linebacker, and he's got great quickness inside. Watch him right here in the middle of the formation, and Clausen nowhere to go. That's just an offensive line breakdown right there, and Elimimian saw a nice little crease in which to get to the quarterback.
He's the all-time leader in Hawaii in tackles. That broke a 36-year-old record. Some think he might be undersized to play linebacker at the next level.
Well, you know, he's listed at 6 foot. There's an amazing amount of linebackers you see in the NFL on Sunday.
And there's a lot of guys in the NFL who can throw that pass. And J.Clausen might be one of them someday. What a beautiful throw to Golden Tate for the score.
I think Jamil Dowling forgot to show up at Aloha Stadium today, because he has got a target on him, and J.Clausen has just hit bullseyes.
401 yards passing for J.Clausen and 5 touchdowns.
We were talking about LMME, and it's just surprising when you look on NFL rosters how many 6-foot linebackers you see around the NFL. People talk about, well, it's not ideal size. Well, guys at that size are making it into the NFL at that position. So I think he's going to definitely have a shot, Solomon Elimimian.
Point after is good. I'll tell you what,
yeah,
more throws like this out of J.Clausen, and he'll have a shot, big-time shot, at the next level. Beauty on a lot of levels tonight in Hawaii. What a throw.
I do remember it feeling like a monster chasing me down, and the power and the energy. You know, there's just nothing else like it.
See the rest of the story at gohawaii.com/stories and start planning your own Hawaii adventure.
You're coming so close to an earthly process that you normally never experience in your lifetime.
See the rest of the story at gohawaii.com/stories and start planning your own Hawaii adventure.
Look, it's Dolly. Remember Dolly? How excited you were? Sneaking downstairs early, yelling so loud the neighbors came over. Remember how jealous Anne-Marie was? Dolly was the bestest present ever. Nothing could ever be more
perfect.
Make this December the one to remember with some of the best values of the year, now through January 5th.
Lincoln announces Employee Pricing Plus. For a limited time, get a new Lincoln MKX, and you'll save over $4,400 with Lincoln Employee Pricing Plus.
All right, you want to go?
Quality, value, lifestyle. That's how manufactured home communities like Riverbend and Clackamas have been able to thrive during this economic transition. Quality in terms of home craftsmanship makes for a prideful owner. Value in terms of pricing on a spacious new 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. And a lifestyle filled with amenities for both families and seniors. Call us to visit Riverbend or one of our other communities and let us show you how a manufactured community lifestyle can fit your everyday needs.
And their pursuit of perfection. And Campbell's Chunky, official soup and chili sponsor of the NFL.
Well, all year long, we've been bringing you some of the great recipes from our star tailgaters, and no exception here in Honolulu. And Ken Maeda is going to show you what Huli Huli Chicken is all about coming up. Meanwhile, J.Clausen is showing you what playing quarterback in college at a school like Notre Dame is all about. 5 touchdowns. That's a bowl record for Notre Dame. The previous was 3 for the Irish, and Clausen over 400 yards passing. Malcolm Lane on the kick return for Hawaii. And again fails to get to the 20. Sergio Brown there for the Irish. All right, time for some Huli Huli Chicken and Ken Maeda.
Aloha from the state of Hawaii. This is what we do. This is our big time tailgating right here. This is our party right here. Okay, right here on our menu, we've got the famous Huli Huli Chicken with the Huli Huli Chicken sauce. From the Chinese, we've got noodles. We got our sashimi platter right here. And naturally, of course, good old pork.
Emerald, eat the
Huli Huli Chicken, huh?
That means flip-flop in Hawaiian. You might want to flip-flop your flight and stay around and have some of that. Here's Pilaris on the run, gets upended as a flag flies in. Rayshawn McNeil made the hit for Notre Dame.
Got a flag down here.
Holding.
And a holding penalty against Hawaii. Dave, what's your favorite recipe so far?
That we've had all year? Probably the Brunswick stew we had a few weeks back. That definitely was my favorite.
Holding on the offense, number 77. The fouls penalize half the distance to the goal. Replay first down.
How about you?
I'd probably have to agree. Pretty good stuff.
Although I'd like to try some of that huli huli chicken. So first down for Hawaii, backed up inside its 10. That pass tipped and almost caught by a lineman downfield. Harrison Smith got a hand on it. And that's his third pass breakup of the game.
Yeah, when Notre Dame's not getting there, they're getting tremendous pressure. There is Fleming's played an outstanding game. Sergio Brown, D.Bruton. Boy, they've looked well defensively, and this is you've got a couple of seniors back there at safety, but everywhere else along this Notre Dame defense, you've got some youngsters that are playing that are going to be back next season for Charlie Weiss.
So 2nd and 19. Alexander finds Washington across the middle, dragged down by Harrison Smith at the 15, going to bring up 3rd down and long. Well, LSU with more losses than any other national championship in some 60 years. Michigan goes 3-9. We saw them early in the year. Didn't think that they'd lose 9 games at that point.
That high-powered Oklahoma machine offensively, 702 points scored, breaks the FBS record that Hawaii set 2 years ago. Yes, Sam Bradford winning the Heisman on his way to playing a national championship game.
Movement is one of the wide receivers. It was Malcolm Lane on the near side who moved.
Dead ball. False start. Number 89 on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And with TCU beating Boise State last night, only one unbeaten left. That's Utah. They have any shot against Alabama?
Well, they've got a shot, but I think Nick Saban's going to have the Tide ready to play, and they'll be a little angry and want to kind of redeem themselves after that loss to Florida. So I think they'll be ready to play, and they'll take care of business against Utah. Physical football team, Alabama.
And Nick Saban named AP Coach of the Year. 3rd down and long for Alexander. And he's got Washington for the 1st down and more. In the Notre Dame territory before he's shoved out of bounds by D.Bruton.
That's what we expected to see most of the game from Hawaii. You know, you get the football to the playmakers and Michael Washington. Now there's pressure on Greg Alexander, but he shoots it out there in a nice little route by Michael Washington in the middle of the field, catches it, and it's yards after the catch.
Biggest play of the day for Hawaii, 42-yard catch. Inside handoff. Daniel Lieber touching it for the first time in the game, and he gets another 1st down for the Warriors.
Well, head coach Greg McMackin, this is what you want to see. You don't want your football team to fold a 10 up. This is an offense that can get yourself back, get back in this football game, score quickly, get some turnovers on defense, and you're right back in this, baby. You guys, right now, every possession of the importance for Hawaii.
Alexander moving to his left. He's got Greg Salas in the open field. Another Hawaii 1st down.
In this offense, Dave, there's always a place to go with the football. You've just got to identify where faster than they get to you. And this is the run and shoot. Right now, things are starting to click for Greg Alexander in this Hawaii offense.
Pat Kuntz shaken up for Notre Dame. Still, if the Irish win this game and they lead by 35 right now, you'd have to think that if they have success next year that they may look back at this game as what started, because the guys for Charlie Weiss who are playing well are the young guys. Clausen, Tate, Floyd, guys are going to be around Rudolph for the next few years.
Sergio Brown on defense, Darius Fleming at outside linebacker for Notre Dame. So they've got some players that are going to come back, as well as a good recruiting class this season. Talking to Charlie Weiss, that area going pretty good for Notre Dame as well.
And you look on the season, 27 touchdowns have been scored by freshmen or sophomores. And it's obviously going to be a big year for Charlie Weiss. Got to do better than 6-6, you would think, for him to return for a 6th year. And he knows that. Over the middle, the pass is pulled in. And Bain gets away from the defender. And he's in. Touchdown, Hawaii.
No quitting the Warriors. Now it's just a matter of what they're doing right now. The difference for Hawaii, protecting and giving Greg Alexander a split second longer to deliver the football. And Aaron Bain, he certainly knows his way to the end zone.
David Bruton's missed 2 tackles that have resulted in touchdowns. He does have an interception and a fumble recovery. I'm sure he'll remember that as he's playing his final game in a Notre Dame uniform, but he's also surrendered 2 scores. Kelly on for the extra point. One after is good. Back to Honolulu on Christmas Eve. Hawaii hoping Notre Dame takes a dive. Don't know if that's going to happen. Leading 42-14.
ABC, your NBA destination for a Christmas Day doubleheader.
It's been a fine Sunday. You did a whole lot of yard work. Then you came in for a bowl of Campbell's chunky soup, chicken noodle, nothing like lean meat protein after 2 hours of mowing. Fill up on the good stuff.
I'm comfortable in jeans that are tough. I'm comfortable in jeans that last. I'm comfortable in Wrangler. Real comfortable.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Built tough with long-lasting heavyweight denim. Built comfortable with relaxed fit. Satisfaction guaranteed. Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
Seasonings greetings from your mates at Outback. Get a free $20 bonus card when you buy $100 in holiday gift cards.
Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN continues Saturday at 1 with the Meineke Car Care Bowl, followed by the Champs Sports Bowl at 4:30 and the Emerald Bowl at 8. College football lives here.
Welcome back to Honolulu. Which one is the imposter? A couple different Santa Claus. Hawaii fans wearing Santa hats, but it's Jimmy Santa Clausen in golden frankincense and myrrh Tate. Bit of the story for Notre Dame today. 42-14. Clausen with 5 touchdowns, 3 of them to Tate. But Hawaii with a touchdown on the last play. Armando Allen for Notre Dame. And a big return. The kicker to beat. There he goes down the sideline. This is going to be a touchdown for Notre Dame.
Just when you thought Hawaii was going to get themselves back in this football game, Notre Dame, they're playing with a different speed level. They're playing with somewhat of a swagger and certainly with a tremendous amount of confidence. And right here, Armando Allen, just a foot race to the end zone.
His first kickoff return for a touchdown. It was 96 yards. His previous long was 53.
This is impressive for Notre Dame.
All three phases they have dominated. Offense, defense, special teams, and now Brandon Walker on for the point after. It's 49-14 Notre Dame. Merry Christmas, Irish fans. Wow. What a showing by Notre Dame.
About a day early, and J.Clausen having a sensational football game, as well as another sophomore, Armando Allen. We saw him take a screen pass to the house. He gets back in the end zone again on a kickoff return. Talk about answering the points of Hawaii. They didn't wait around long to do it.
Notre Dame's wins this season came against San Diego State, Michigan, Purdue, Stanford, Washington, and Navy. Navy, the only team with a winning record prior to tonight that Notre Dame has defeated. Hawaii 7-6 on the season coming into this game.
Well, fans don't like those flags. Every time they come out, the Boo Birds follow them.
But what we're seeing from Notre Dame is what Charlie Weis talked about when J.Clausen and that class came in 2 years ago, saying, look, we've got the players, the recruits to come in and compete at the skill positions, at the quarterback position. Can they do this over the course of a season, not only against teams like Hawaii, but against the USCs, the Pitts, the Boston Colleges?
He talked to us a little bit about that in terms of the recruiting department, and now it's like picking on need. They needed playmakers and good football players. Well, you know what? We've witnessed that from Notre Dame. Now it's going out handpicking areas of need for Charlie Weis and this coaching staff, and that's where they're concentrating this recruited class.
There's Malcolm Lane on the return, and what a great play again by Sergio Brown. He's been terrific on special teams. He's got a blocked punt, 4 special teams tackles as well.
I thought this football game was going to be certainly a lot closer than the score indicates right now, and I thought Hawaii would stand toe-to-toe with Notre Dame, but it has been totally dominated by the Irish.
A lot of people thought Hawaii would win this game. It's a home game for Hawaii. They had won 3 out of their last 4 games, including a tough loss to Cincinnati.
This is a big bully coming in your backyard and taking, your toys and your bicycle right now.
Greg Alexander back to work. Flanker screen to Malcolm Lane, and the Irish all over it. Harrison Smith made the play. And again, the reason that you keep seeing Charlie Weis upstairs, for those of you just turning on the television, Weis with both knees needing operations, and he said that he was going to immobilize the right knee, which is actually the one that's going to have surgery done on it here in a few days. And he was going to see how he felt before the game. If he said that there was any pain, then he would coach from upstairs. And so too much pain for him to stay on the field, as that pass is incomplete. And this is something Weis has not done since he was an offensive coordinator with the Patriots prior to Tom Brady, when Bledsoe was the quarterback before he got hurt. And Brady took the scene, and that brought Weis downstairs so he could be closer to him.
Boy, and there, Kerry Neal, another sophomore, pressuring Greg Alexander. And this must be some sophomore class for Charlie Weis. Ian Williams is the nose tackle. He's just a sophomore. Harrison Smith, you've called his name a few times. Of course, J.Clausen, as well as Armando Allen. You've got playmakers all over, and sprinkle in a couple of true freshmen that are contributing, and this is the building blocks to something special for Notre Dame.
Another sack coming. Alexander goes down to the 10. Nathan Johnson, along with Maurice Crum, who's playing in his final game at Notre Dame. Well, the last 2 BCS busters in the Fiesta Bowl 2 years ago. The memorable Boise State victory over Oklahoma didn't go as well for their WAC. The other WAC team, Hawaii, and the Sugar Bowl losing to Georgia 41-10 after an undefeated regular season.
And they really wanted that name opponent, Notre Dame, coming to town here in their own backyard, and it has been Notre Dame, and more Notre Dame.
Penalty coming, though, as the punter was hit. And Tate gets away from one man and then just shoves the defender down. Breaks another tackle. Golden Tate is loose. Tate might score. It's probably coming back because of the penalty, but it's fun to watch nonetheless. If you're a Notre Dame fan, touchdown Irish.
I got roughing the kicker. We're gonna do it all over again. I got rough.
Early indication.
Personal foul on the defense, number 27, roughing the kicker.
But boy, that was entertaining from Golden Tate.
Probably gonna have to put another punt returner back there because he's out of gas. Broke about 5 tackles and ran about 300 yards. Well, this is Hawaii in their last 2 bowls against Georgia, and now Notre Dame outscored 90-24 in their last 2 bowl games. That's not supposed to happen to teams that run this offense or this type of offense.
Well, they did certainly
dominated
last
in bowl
year,
games. Yeah, dominated.
But last year, again, you're playing Georgia, you're in the Sugar Bowl, and you're a WAC team. Now, this year, though, a lot of people thought that they would beat Notre Dame, but the offense back on the field after the penalty. And, of course, another WAC team, Boise State, with another undefeated run this year in the regular season, but losing last night to TCU as Leon Wright-Jackson gets the call and gets maybe a yard.
Well, they've played well up front. The linebackers have been active when they've needed to provide pass rush. Harrison Smith has been playing inside in that nickel package most of this game for Notre Dame and holding up very, very well. Just a sophomore. And you start talking about these guys as, just sophomores and freshmen making plays for Notre Dame. Golden Tate, another sophomore, just returned that punt.
Good throw by Alexander, caught for a first down by Bain at the 39-yard line. Well, one of the things that June Jones wanted here in Hawaii, he got the opportunity to play in a BCS game. One thing he didn't get that they are now getting under Greg McMacken, a new practice turf, upgraded audio and visual equipment. Also, they're going to get new football offices. I mean, we've come here before for games, and the facilities aren't very good here. Aloha Stadium is an older venue, but they're starting to get some of those, and you obviously got to thank June Jones if you're a Hawaii fan and what he did for this program. Pilartz near the first down marker at the 49.
Yeah, these big offensive linemen are just continuing to roll up, and it's just borderline late. Keith Theshun, that left guard, is maybe the guilty culprit here, as there's a flag down.
After the play is over, there's a dead ball personal foul on the offense, number 62. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. The down count, the second down.
He'd had one visit from Greg McMacken, the head coach, already for a penalty like this. It cost Hawaii, and this is the second one on Keith Theshun. So,
we were talking, Andre, about June Jones and what he did for this program. There's Pearl Harbor, and back in 1941, Hawaii was to play San Jose State, and actually some of the San Jose State football players were witnessing the event. They were recruited as police officers because they needed help during the bombing. And what June Jones did was he found some of the 1941 Hawaii football players still alive that were involved in that game and were here when that incident took place, and he was able to find them, locate them, and give them varsity letters, which was a class move.
That is big time class right there, and that does not surprise me with June Jones.
And he's not having a lot of fun watching this. Part of his heart still here in Honolulu, even though now he's the head coach at SMU. And his good friend Greg McMacken, who was his defensive coordinator last year, certainly this has got to be agonizing watching this as Alexander takes off and will come up short of the first down by about a yard.
They're just short of a first down. We're an inch closer to the fourth quarter here. Why? They're not going to go quietly. They're going to continue to play football, and that's all you ask for from that man, Greg McMacken, their head football coach.
There's Corwin Brown, the defensive coordinator in his second year at Notre Dame. John Tenuta is now on the staff. He's upstairs and is involved as well as Corwin Brown calls the plays. Alexander with a nice throw again. Lane on the catch into Notre Dame territory for the first down with 2 seconds to go in the quarter.
Get one more play here before we turn things around and go the other direction. But you got to credit Greg Alexander. He's been hit, bumped, bruised, and still in there slinging it for Hawaii.
And that's the end of the third quarter. J.Clausen over 400 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, and Notre Dame blowing out Hawaii. For the Irish, it is a wonderful life here in Honolulu.
Plus, why Tony Romo missed practice Wednesday, the top plays from the NBA's best rivalry,
and a curious Christmas story from Pittsburgh. SportsCenter after the game.
It's the biggest UFC card of the year with 2 titles at stake as light heavyweight champion Forrest Griffin defends his belt against the man who just KO'd Chuck Liddell, undefeated Sugar Rashad Evans. And interim heavyweight champ Antonio Minotauro Nogueira faces former heavyweight champ Frank Mir. Plus, Quentin Rampage Jackson goes toe-to-toe with Vanderlei the ex-murderer Silva. The Ultimate Fighting Championship presents UFC 92, The Ultimate 2008 from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas this Saturday night, only on pay-per-view.
It's America's favorite holiday tradition, presenting the Radio City Christmas Spectacular on DVD, starring the world-famous Rockettes. You'll have a front row seat for all the breathtaking precision and the heartwarming holiday magic that's made this show a favorite for families around the world. Call now with your credit card and get the Radio City Christmas Spectacular, plus a bonus DVD for just $19.99 and get a free holiday ornament.
Back in Honolulu, inching closer to Christmas on the East Coast, and Christmas coming early. Here's some of the nicknames.
Yep.
Dane Christmas. Kyle Rudolph.
Jimmy Santa Clausen. You came up with that one early.
I like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's good there.
I like it.
You didn't like the golden frankincense and myrrh one, though, huh?
No.
Or ASAP holiday shopping. You didn't like that one? Here's Polaris on the run on first down for Hawaii, down 49-14 in this game. Steve Quinn with the tackle in what has been an impressive performance by Notre Dame in all 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams.
They have played an outstanding football game as a team in every facet. Usually in bowl games, some area is going to come up a little bit short, but that man right there, Charlie Weiss, got them prepared, and they are playing well.
Alexander looking deep. Pass overthrown, incomplete. Malcolm Lane, the intended receiver. And Notre Dame looks relaxed, playing and having fun, and maybe Charlie Weiss's idea to mix a little pleasure with business with the lay and then the barbecue and the surfing. Maybe it paid off, and his guys getting away from South Bend and the pressure of being a Notre Dame football player on a week-to-week basis.
Well, you come to a place like Hawaii as a team and you want to have some fun. And they said, you know, who wants to be bottled up in a hotel? It's just a little bit too strict. We allowed them to have some fun. They did, and boy, I tell you what, they played well today.
And another sack coming up. Take your pick. About 4 Irish there. Quinn, Brown, Smith, all over the quarterback Alexander.
At some point, you're able to kind of sort through and protect the quarterback, and and give Greg Alexander a little more time, and you see him there trotting off. But Notre Dame has just kind of had their number.
7th sack of the day.
Yeah, this is amazing. 56 on the year for Hawaii. 56 sacks on the year.
Grimes signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 15 for Notre Dame. And Charlie Weiss talked with us about some of the benefits of the bowl game, the additional practice being a big one.
Yeah, you get the additional practice time. It's like having a spring inside of the season. The youth movement where you get to work with younger players that will definitely have or get playing time next season as a recruiting tool. The only game on today, so a lot of Notre Dame recruits see them performing well. And then that next level, the seniors trying to move on to the NFL. Additional time for them to work on their games.
Those are not the guys, though, that have shined for Notre Dame. It's the youngsters. And when scouts watch games, they don't normally keep their eyes on guys that aren't coming out, but they'll remember this performance by guys like Clausen and Tate, Michael Floyd, as Hughes gets the carry and gets about 5.
Yeah, somebody better tell John Fenoti, the defensive end for Hawaii, that Notre Dame's not quite done yet. You might want to buckle that chin strap up a little tighter, as Robert Hughes just kind of trucked him.
How big is this for Clausen's confidence? I mean, we've seen games where he's been on the run for his life.
He needed this. I mean, he really did need this type of performance. You know, going into next season, there'll be some competition in the spring. He'll be pushed by Chris, the freshman.
He is grabbed in the backfield and thrown down at the 20 by Laeli.
But J.Clausen, he's able to build on this. It could go a long way for Notre Dame football.
Last year, split time with Evan Sharpley, and then this year, got just about every snap available. He has 5 touchdowns in this game, more than he had away from home in the season coming in.
Yeah, it was bad. Away from home, just the 4 touchdown passes. Last 6 games, he's thrown 13 interceptions, and now he's been unbelievable today.
And again, all day to throw. Pass broken up there, intended for Hughes. So it's 4th down, a rare punt coming up for Notre Dame.
May get themselves some pretty good field position here.
Lost back to boot it away. And Aaron Bain to receive. Remember, this game was at 14-7 at one point. First punt for Notre Dame since early in the second quarter. Great punt. And fair caught by Bain at the 32. It's always tough for a Notre Dame team to handle the ups and downs of the maze of a college football season, but the maze ends tonight in Honolulu.
I do remember it feeling like
Clausen has thrown 5 touchdown passes. He's got 401 yards through the air in Hawaii, in essentially a home game for a Warrior team that almost beat Cincinnati, the Big East champion, on this field just a few weeks ago. Down 49-14. Alexander to throw on first down, finds Salas, and he gets about 14, tackled by Robert Blanton.
Well, it's a well-thrown football from Greg Alexander as he's trying to get his team. They need quick scores and the ball back in some fashion by the defense. They're going to have to score every possession to get themselves back in this one.
May not even get 5 possessions here in the final 11.5. Alexander in trouble again and sacked again. 8th sack for Notre Dame. Scott Smith gets credited with a sack this time.
Well, it's just taking the receivers a little long to get into their routes, and you know, once you see the quarterback, or that's been happening all game long. Now it's a sense of urgency when you're running your routes. Watch the receivers here getting down the field, just taking a little bit too long. Michael Lane just, you know, kind of meandering down the field. You got to come off with a sense of urgency.
And it just seemed like that from the get-go with Hawaii. That pass in the dirt. Gonna bring up 3rd down and long.
Well, I think it goes all the way back to watching pregame warm-up. We talked about it. Notre Dame had this pep in their step, so to speak, and looking at Hawaii, they just kind of looked like they were just, you know, sleepwalking a little bit. It showed up early in the first quarter.
You wonder if the pressure of playing the name of Notre Dame had something to do with that. Maybe the energy sapped even before the game because of all the talk here about playing for the state of Hawaii and Notre Dame coming here. Alexander overthrows Salas on 3rd down and long. Got to go for it here,
I don't
right?
know if you know what punting's going to do in this situation. I think you got to stay out there and you got to go for it.
He's not going to, though. He's going to punt. Conceding, I guess, at this point, down 35, just hoping it doesn't get worse and even more embarrassing.
Well, you forget who's back there. With the exception of that roughing the punter, that Golden Tate would have himself another touchdown. Dangerous punt return.
He had that punt return for a score that was called back. He does have 3 receiving touchdowns in this game. He's going to let this one bounce at the 25, and it takes a Notre Dame hop across the 30-yard line. Sun setting on the season for Notre Dame and Hawaii. It's going to end on a positive note for the Irish as they lead Hawaii. They're going to end that 9-game bowl losing streak.
It's that magical time of year. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event, now through January 2nd. There's never been a better time to get special offers on that E-Class on your wish list. 2008 highest-ranked midsize premium car in initial quality 2 years in a row by J.D. Power and Associates.
What are you doing? Building my own Capital One credit card. I'll go with airline miles and a low interest rate. We have internet access? I'll upload a photo. There we go. I was full for 3 days.
Cheeseburger! No! Cheeseburger.
Personalize your card at Capital One Card Lab. Choose your rewards, interest rate, even upload your own image at CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet?
Hey, it's me. This is awkward. It's not working. I just need to be alone. I'm no good for anyone right now.
Yellow Book will always help you find what you're really looking for. See what she finds at yellowbook.com/TV. Yellow Book.
By Sheraton, because you don't just stay here, you belong. Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com. And Capital One Card Lab at CapitalOne.com. What's in your wallet?
Now the Notre Dame and Hawaii players learning how to luau.
Hey! How about a nice apple patty?
Notre Dame winning that one. Having fun off the field and on the field tonight as they're blowing out Hawaii.
Winning this one as well.
49-14 with just over 10 minutes to go. We have a new quarterback. J.Clausen has done a Notre Dame bowl record of 401 yards passing and 5 scores. Evan Sharpley, who's thrown only 3 passes this year, After playing in 8 games and starting 2 last year, getting a chance to play as a senior. And a running play. Jonas Gray gets a couple of yards.
I wonder if Evan Sharpley thought that he was going to see action at any point this week in this football game. We got an injured player down for Notre Dame.
There's Mike Haywood, who just accepted the Miami of Ohio head coaching job, bringing the number of black coaches in college football, FBS, to 6. And, you know, we talked with Mike Loxley, who took the head job at New Mexico, and Ron English as well this year in person, who took the job at Eastern Michigan. And both said, you know, you got to be picky. You got to pick a job where you can go and win. Although Turner Gill proved otherwise. He went to Buffalo where nobody had won, and he wins the MAC championship there. But you would think at Miami of Ohio, the cradle of coaches, right, and the success they've had in the past when Roethlisberger was there, that Haywood can win there.
Exceptional in terms of tradition for Miami University in Ohio. Hey, Mike Haywood, he went into a good situation. This is a good head coaching job for him, and I think he's going to do very well there.
And then Ron English hoping to pull a Turner Gill and go to an Eastern Michigan school that hasn't won championships and try to get them to that next level.
And you got Turner Gill as well as Mike Haywood and Ron English. All three are in the MAC, so they'll be set to face off against one another next season.
Here's Gray, and a big hole for Jonas Gray up near midfield for the freshman from Michigan.
What, it just keeps getting better for Charlie Weis. A lot of young players gaining valuable experience, and some that maybe didn't get a lot of reps during the season, during bowl week, and those practices caught the eye of Charlie Weis, and a kid like Jonas Gray getting some time today.
Here's Gray again, and this time Hawaii's got him in the backfield. Leonard lost his helmet. Finotti made the tackle. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Motor City Bowl Friday night on ESPN. Rusty Smith and Florida Atlantic against Dan Lefevre in Central Michigan. 2 good quarterbacks will be on display in that game on Friday night from Detroit. We watched Dan Lefevre light it up for Central Michigan against Purdue.
I want to say this is their third straight appearance in the Motor City Bowl, Central Michigan.
Well, we've seen good quarterback play out of Clausen tonight. Should see some in that game as well, as Sharpley is going to go down back at the 42-yard line. Adam Leonard in there along with Finotti. And a great turnaround by Howard Schnellenberger and Florida Atlantic 5-1 after a 1-5 start.
He knows how to coach in bowl games. You see his bowl record there, 5-0. For Michigan, we mentioned that their third straight Motor City Bowl appearance. Well, they were in a nice battle last year with Purdue. That game went right down to the wire.
Here's 3rd down and 17. Camara. He gets a few yards, and Notre Dame will boot it away. Calvin Roberts on the tackle. Well, you talk about young talent at Notre Dame. How about Nate Montana, son of Joe? The freshman, 6'4", 200 pounds.
Remember back when Joe Montana played in the Cotton Bowl. He came from behind. Hypothermia went in. They gave him some soup, came out in the second half, brought him back against the University of Houston. A long time. He was having come from behind victories a long time ago.
You know, it's interesting how you see some kids that, like Ralph Sampson, who doesn't go to where his father played, but elects to go to Minnesota instead of Virginia. And then you have, in football, you have Nate Montana follow his father, Joe, to the place where he played. Notre Dame, always hard to follow in your father's footsteps wherever you go, but you would imagine especially tough to go to your dad's school and have it be Joe Montana and have it be at Notre Dame. I mean, talk about pressure.
The legacy that Joe started at at Notre Dame. Those are some tough shoes to fill.
And he may not even be the best freshman quarterback on the roster. Dane Christ, also a true freshman. And talking with Charlie Weiss yesterday, you got the sense that he's so high in Christ, he feels he might be able to challenge Clausen next year. But
I don't know about after this performance. Clausen's kind of it's not even 1 and 1A. Clausen's the one.
Yeah, pretty impressive in this one as Alexander just throws that round. And nobody around there. And I guess Polaris was in the area, so no grounding.
Let's check out his day so far. Jimmy Clausen, a nice pass to D.Grimes in the corner of the end zone. Kind of got it all started. And then Golden Tate, a big one down the left side. A nice throw in the corner of the end zone to Golden Tate. Nice little screen pass by Armando Allen. He takes it the distance. And then this one, as pretty as it gets to Golden Tate. Jimmy Clausen has had himself a nice football game.
Bowl records for Notre Dame: 401 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, only 4 incompletions, and one of those clearly was a drop by Tate as that pass by Alexander too long for Greg Salas.
And Greg Alexander took a shot. Didn't get the number of that vehicle that hit him. It looked like Scott Smith, the outside linebacker for Notre Dame, and he put a big-time shot on Greg Alexander.
Now Clausen from Westlake Village, California. Christ and Montana are also from the state of California. And maybe finally, after all the talk about these great recruiting classes that had not lived up to billing just yet, we're starting to see it in this game. Can they use this as a springboard to success next year? That's the big question.
Yeah, you might want to start surfing and doing little cookouts and things of that sort, the water slides and all that during the year.
Yeah.
If this is the type of performance that it generates.
Farmer gets a yard. Certainly Charlie Weiss will not continue to coach from the press box. He wants to be down on the field as the head coach and also the play caller.
He said that when he was with New England, it took a Drew Bledsoe injury that got him down to the sideline. Tom Brady took over, and they never changed it. So they started winning Super Bowls. So this may get a kick started where, I don't know, maybe he coaches from upstairs?
I'd be shocked. No,
he's coming.
And he's already on his way down for this game to talk to his team afterwards. He stayed up there at halftime and had his coordinators talk to their respective units. They're caught by Grimes at the 41. Fireworks going off here in Honolulu as Notre Dame is going to end a 9-game bowl losing streak. All Irish on Christmas Eve. Sun setting on the 2008 season for both Notre Dame and Hawaii, and the Irish on the verge of ending a 14-year streak, 9 consecutive bowl losses. Didn't even get in a bowl game last year, just 3 wins, but not only are they going to win a bowl game this year, Andre, they're going to finish above 500. Only twice in Notre Dame history they had back-to-back losing seasons. There's not going to be a third.
Well, 2 things happen here. The seniors going out, they get to break the bowl jinx or whatever it is you want to call it, and the younger players, they feel like this is the start. This is something new, something to build on going forward. So both feel that they were part of it.
Camara out in the flat, gets out to about the 47-yard line. Merry Christmas, by the way, Andre.
Same to you, my man.
And Merry Christmas to all of the folks working in our crew, and back to our families at home. And as we close this year and look ahead to 2009, a great way to start it with a national championship game, Oklahoma and Florida. Who do you like in that game?
Boy, that's a tough one. A lot of points to be scored in that one. In Florida, when you look at them, they just went toe-to-toe with Alabama, a very physical football team. Urban Meyer will try to make it that way. Oklahoma will try to pick the edges. I guess I'm dancing around. And I think I like Florida in the football game.
Even though you picked Oklahoma to win the national national title before the year. You said they would be here.
Circumstances change, you know, during the course of a year. One team gets hot and the other gets, you know, a little bit better. I like Sam Bradford. I like the Oklahoma offense. I just think Florida, when it all boils down to it, they will make this a physical football game.
And then in the Fiesta Bowl on the 5th of January, you have a great matchup. A lot of people thought it should be Boise State in Texas. I know the BCS folks are happy, even though they may not say so publicly, with the fact that the Boise State loses, because then it looks like Ohio State maybe deserves to be there against Texas. How about that game?
Well, you look at Texas. I think Texas is just right now rolling too good to have things disrupted. Colt McCoy having an outstanding season. The completion percentage. He has had a magical season for the Longhorns.
You were at the Heisman Trophy ceremony as Gray is hit in the backfield as Sam Bradford won it. Were you surprised, or is that who you thought was going to win it?
It really didn't come as a surprise when Sam Bradford won it. You can make a case for all three that were there, Tim Tebow as well as Colt McCoy, and you just couldn't find really anything on Sam Bradford when you looked hard at it, other than the fact that he lost in the head-to-head to Colt McCoy. But when you put up over 700 points of offense and you're the leader in doing that, it's kind of hard to ignore.
This is a time of year where you start to talk a lot about the April NFL draft, because scouts and personnel directors and GMs, as the ball is fumbled but recovered by Notre Dame, you've had a full season now to evaluate talent, and a lot of people saying that if Sam Bradford elects to come out, that he very well could be the #1 pick in the draft.
Well, it wouldn't doubt me. The accuracy, he's a big guy that's going to, you can still add a little bit of weight. He's going to get stronger. His knowledge of the game is exceptional, and that kind of shows up when you watch him on film. It would not surprise me as well. And then Matthew Stafford as well, the quarterback for Georgia. Detroit's going to need a player at that position, so one of those two would definitely be okay.
Talk that this may not be a great quarterback draft, which could be one of the reasons why Tim Tebow's looking into it, to see what the NFL folks think of him at the next level as a quarterback before deciding whether to return to Florida. Good punt coverage by Notre Dame as Nazca gets hit by Bruton at the 20-yard line. Now Mike Haywood, the send-off to Miami of Ohio. The Notre Dame offensive coordinator coaching his last game of the Irish. He'll head up the Miami Redhawks next year. Notre Dame's going to win this one. And J.Clausen, the first to greet his head coach. Clausen's best day as a collegiate. And Charlie Weiss probably been under fire more than any other coach in college football the last 2 years.
I think he's getting a Gatorade bath. He should have stayed in that press box a little bit longer. They're actually getting him with a Gatorade now. We saw Mike Haywood take his Gatorade bath. Now it's Charlie Weiss.
Weiss will have surgery on that right knee next week, and then the left knee sometime in February. That's the knee he hurt against Michigan, but he told us the right knee is far worse, as the new quarterback for Hawaii is Inoke Funaki, and he completes it to Greg Salas.
He hadn't thrown a lot of passes. He was called on earlier in the year when Greg Alexander struggled. 56% passer on the year. Okay.
Well, and you've got some protection around Charlie Weiss in case an errant player should be over there trying to make a tackle or something. Well, he said one of his strength guys would definitely step in front, the other would step away, is how he put it. Nice run there by Funaki out to the 45. McNeil made the tackle.
See, these are his protectors right here. They're right in there. Two guys that are protecting him in case the action gets close to Charlie Weiss.
Now the Secret Service was in Hawaii earlier this week. Weiss might need some help down there. A little extra protection. Good toss by Funaki. Finds Greg Salas into Notre Dame territory at the 42. Capital One Bowl Week continues on ESPN Saturday with 3 games starting at 1 Eastern with the Meineke Car Care Bowl. West Virginia taking on North Carolina, followed by the Champs Sports Bowl. Wisconsin and Florida State. Miami and Cal in the Emerald Bowl is the nightcap at 8 Eastern time. Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN Saturday. Now the earliest that Notre Dame has ever played a bowl game, and they'll celebrate over Christmas and the New Year. A winning season and a victory essentially in a road game for all intents and purposes here at Hawaii. The last bowl victory for them was against Texas A&M. 24-21. Lou Holtz was the head coach as they won the 1994 Cotton Bowl. McDougal was the winning quarterback. He threw for just over 100 yards in that game, and they won. J.Clausen throws for over 400 yards in this game here tonight, and Notre Dame's going to win it over Hawaii.
Different way of getting it done, but the same result. Win.
A bowl record for Notre Dame, the previous high back in the Sugar Bowl some 16 years ago against Florida. Pass on the money to Washington for another Hawaii first down. And for the Warriors in a losing effort, Aaron Bain had a great night with 8 catches and 2 touchdowns. He's a senior from Oahu.
This is Inoke Fanuki. He's actually throwing it around pretty good, getting it out. He had to pull it down and run with it a couple of plays ago, and he looked pretty good doing that.
Well, both Alexander and Funaki will return next year. It'll be a decision for McMacken. You know, Tyler Gronke was supposed to be the guy. He was the backup to Colt Brennan the last few years. Started a couple of games when Brennan was hurt in 2007, but he had some off-the-field issues. Right on cue, Andre Ware. How about that throw by Funaki? Touchdown to Washington.
Love the fact that Hawaii still trying to work things in this game, and you're getting your backup quarterback some reps, and who knows what happens in the spring when they go to spring practice between Alexander and Funaki.
7 touchdown pass for Funaki this year. Washington with his 6th touchdown catch. Second team all-WAC performer.
It has been an aerial show tonight. 8 touchdown passes combined between both teams.
Not sure the reason for the delay here, but
Hawaii's missing a player. Just kind of trotted out there and holding things up for him.
He didn't start the 25-second play clock either. Kelly able to put it through. 49-21 Notre Dame.
You see it right here. Inoke Funaki right on time, delivering the pass, and that's a nice play to Michael Washington. When you needed a big play, he delivers. Look back and say, what if?
Well, some people thought, including yourself, TCU would beat Boise State last night. So therefore, is this the surprise? Maybe not the Notre Dame wins, but by the margin, just blowing out Hawaii.
I think definitely, if you're looking at the bowl games and judging them from this point, at this point right now, this is definitely a surprise. And people around the country that have tuned into this one are totally surprised with Notre Dame and their offensive output.
SportsCenter coming up next on ESPN. Highlights from this game. Don't forget on ABC tomorrow, an NBA doubleheader. Suns Spurs, followed by Celtics and Lakers, and a rematch of the NBA Finals. And more college football as well. Motor City Bowl on Friday. 3 games on Saturday for you. Tonight belongs to J.Clausen. Highly touted #1 high school player in the country. By most accounts, a couple years ago. Struggled as a freshman, had his moments as a sophomore, but inconsistent. But he went wild tonight with 5 scores and over 400 yards passing.
Even in Hawaii, they know SportsCenter's next.
Onside kick attempt. Flag flies in as Tate recovers it for Notre Dame. Our Capital One player of the game is J.Clausen, a Notre Dame Bowl record. 5 touchdown passes.
The yards to go along with it and the touchdown passes. Both certainly Notre Dame records.
And a treat for the players, not only getting their names on the back of the jerseys, first time Notre Dame's done that in 20 years, but Ara Parsegian used to do that just in the bowl game, not in the regular season. The players would get to take those jerseys home, and they'll be able to keep these as well. And great game for Tate as well. 3 touchdown catches, and had a punt return for a score that was called back because of a roughing the punter. Long flight back to cold South Bend, but I think Notre Dame will take it.
I think you're right.
Sharpley will take a knee. We'll have to do it twice more likely, and that'll be it. Charlie Weis with his first bowl win at Notre Dame.
Well, I tell you what, he's got some young talent, and I don't think it's going to be his last. I think they'll be right back, and they'll be the talk of college football. One of the certainly coming in to the season next year with a lot of young talent, and J.Clausen really having his coming out party in this one.
Didn't participate in a bowl last year with just 3 wins in the regular season, and then they were in 2 BCS bowls in his first 2 years. Lost to Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl and then in the Sugar Bowl the following year. Back in the bowl game this year, gets a bowl win, and now knee surgery upcoming for Charlie Weis on that right knee next week, the left knee in February, and likely in a golf cart for spring practice, and then back on the field. He hopes for the fall, and what he also hopes will be his best season at Notre Dame, and it's obviously going to be a big year for him.
And no doubt about it, they'll continue to recruit. Certainly recruits have watched this one and impressed with the young talent. And Notre Dame's calling and knocking on the door. You're certainly going to answer it. Pay close attention after a big-time win like this one.
That'll do it.
That will do it.
Notre Dame beats Hawaii 49-21. That 9-game bowl losing streak is now just a memory. J.Clausen the story. 401 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns. Weis coached from the press box and had a bird's eye view of a Notre Dame thrashing of Hawaii 49-21.
We had it all the way. Fantastic.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. SportsCenter is up next. Tune in to ESPN News for our postgame extra here in a few moments. For Andre Ware, our entire production crew, I'm Dave Pash. Merry Christmas and aloha from Honolulu. SportsCenter is now.
Merry Christmas to all.
And to all, a good night.
This is SportsCenter.
Christmas in Honolulu could be worse, especially if you're Notre Dame. The Irish celebrate.
So Clausen must really love Hawaii. Notre Dame's quarterback set Irish bowl game records for completion percentage, going 22 of 26, passing yards with 401 yards, and touchdowns with 5 against the Warriors. Clausen actually broke the records for yardage and touchdowns by halftime.
We've come to expect.
Game bowl losing streak is history. Charlie Weis is elated, even though Andre, he had to sit upstairs because he needs 2 knee surgeries. He was up in the press box coaching, but he got a bird's eye view of J.Clausen's 401-yard performance, 5 touchdowns in the win for Notre Dame.
I guess Charlie Weis was comfortable upstairs, and then it led to some magnificent play calling, but certainly the performance of his quarterback was second to none in this ball game. J.Clausen was just flat out magical as he got going early in this one. A nice touchdown pass to D.Grimes in the corner of the end zone, and he made a lot of different type throws. This one over the top to Golden State, just really dropping it in the bucket. A nice throw to the corner to Golden Tate. You see him here, nice little screen pass underneath to A.Allen. He turns that one up and finds his way into the end zone, and another deep one down the sideline to Golden Tate to cap a magnificent football game for J.Clausen. 5 touchdown passes.
And what does this do, Andre, for him and his confidence and Notre Dame's confidence going into next year?
I think it does wonders for his confidence. He needed this type of performance on this type of stage for Notre Dame and himself. And then going into the spring, you just continue to build on this if you're J.Clausen.
It was a great night for Clausen and for Notre Dame as the Irish throttle Hawaii to win the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl.
All right, guys, Capital One Bowl week continues with the Motor City.
League call back in week 2.